talking about the sports you do and don't know, both within and surrounding Baltimore. Don't ask him about preseason games, oh no, stuffing things in Griffin Basso. Despite it being on the internet, he can call it what he wants. So Glenn Clark Radio, Glenn Clark Radio, Glenn Clark Radio. Duke sucks.
As we lean in on this week, that's where our attentions lie from a defensive perspective. No disrespect to their passing game, and certainly they got a lot of capable guys there. But we're talking about a legendary runner of this generation in Derrick Henry. We're talking about some schematics and some personnel that really highlight that agenda, coupled with our present state coming off the type of performance that we just came off of regarding the run. I believe that focus is justified and appropriate. As we lean in on this
Here's
week.
Mike Tomlin yesterday talking about why he expects the Ravens to be running the ball at them. And yes, considering they still haven't stopped James Cook. To this moment, still have not stopped James Cook. I think he just ran for another 50 yards right now against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You would think, and the fact that Derek Harmon's going to be out, you would think that the Baltimore Ravens will have a heavy plan to run the ball on Sunday against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Will that be the case? I don't know. Good morning. It is a Would You Rather Wednesday edition of the program. Drew's here, but we're going to have to turn Griffin's camera around because apparently we're having a camera problem this morning. So give us a second, and then you'll hear him. Good morning, pal. How are you?
Well, why is the show starting?
What do you mean, why is the show starting? You're here.
Yeah, but I came here early, and you guys were already on.
What? We're not on the radio, so we can just start when we want to start.
Somebody should have told me. As Alan said in Hangover 2, you should have paged me.
Should have paged you. That's a great point.
Remember when he said that?
I do remember when he said that. That's
the
the
kid
crazy
without
part.
the finger.
Yeah, I know.
Doug was the first one they lost. What was the kid's name there?
All right. Nope. We're not doing this. You come in, and in 5 seconds, you've already tried to do this.
Well, yeah, what was the kid's
We're
name?
going to talk about sports today.
I know that.
We're
I got
gonna-
a bunch. We got to do the NBA stuff.
That doesn't come back till football's over.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, I'm all
we're
ready
gonna
to
do
tell
that.
you about Oklahoma City being 22-1.
That's all you plan on doing today?
Well,
That's what you have for us? Drew's here. Drew'sMorningDish.com.
What's the name of the kid?
No one cares.
All right.
God.
Dan Graziano knows, I bet.
I don't know if Dan
I guarantee
Graziano.
he does.
I don't. What
I
are
bet you a Chinese,
doing?
I bet you a Chinese lunch. He knows the name of the kid from Hangover 2. Guarantee it.
Ravens Steelers coming up on Sunday, and the AFC North, those two teams tied for the division lead at 6-6, and a lot of us think that it's only going to take a 9-8 record in order to win the AFC North.
Maybe 8-9.
Well, it's funny you say that because someone thinks it's going to be 8-9 in order to win the division.
Might be the Bengals.
Joining us now, he is NFL insider for ESPN. Dan Graziano is with us once again here on GCR.
Teddy.
Dan, it's Glenn and Drew here in Baltimore. It's great to chat with you, man. Thank you for taking the time for us.
Yeah, I mean, look, it could be the Bengals, right? I mean, if the Ravens go ahead and lose to them again, that opens it right up, especially if the Ravens and Steelers split the two. Who do you like right now?
Nobody.
Who looks good?
Nobody.
I just don't. Yeah, and somebody just got Joe Burrow back, which,
Right.
Obviously they're 2 games back, but, that's still a bigger addition, I think, than anybody else has made. So, yeah, this is going to be an ugly, gross fight to the finish for a playoff spot and a home playoff game.
Well, they got to win. They got to beat Buffalo, right? If they go to Buffalo,
Cincinnati.
if they go to
They
Buffalo
do.
and win,
Yeah.
watch out.
Yeah,
Because they've got
absolutely.
layups after that.
Because somebody's losing the Steelers-Ravens game.
Right.
Right. So, yeah, no, look, we've seen it. I mean, every now and then there's a division that breaks down like this. And I think it was 5 years ago in the NFC East. Washington won it at 7-9.
Seattle won it. Remember? Seattle won it and beat New Orleans in the first round the one year.
Yeah, that was the Marshawn Lynch Beastquake game.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So it does happen, and yes, it can result in really sort of messing up the rest of the playoff field, and it's what makes it fun.
Dan, I think that the part that we need to say out loud right now, unfortunately, is that like this is a playoff game for the Ravens on Sunday. Like we don't like using words must win until they're must. We're not supposed to say that something's a must win. But like you lose this game at home to the Steelers. How the hell
Rodgers
how
limping around?
Yeah, how in the hell are you getting into the playoffs at this point?
Right.
Yeah, well, you would have to beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh later in the year, and
beat the Bengals in Cincinnati.
Beat Cincinnati,
Yeah.
absolutely, and probably win the rest of your games, frankly. But it's an important game. Obviously, it's not like an elimination game, but I understand why it would feel that way because. You've sort of given away margin for error. But the weird thing about this year's AFC North is so has everybody else. So like Pittsburgh feels exactly the same way about this game as Baltimore does.
It was funny. I was watching Aaron Rodgers. I was bringing up Aaron Rodgers, but I was watching the Tiger Woods press conference yesterday, and he's limping around in the Bahamas, and he looks like he's 75 years old. And it just kind of strikes me how Rodgers – every time I watch him, like the other night when he got his bell rung, he just looks so much like a guy that shouldn't be doing this anymore. But his pride just won't let him say, I've had enough. I can't do it. But even in the press conferences afterwards, he sounds like a guy who knows he can't do it. He just doesn't want to quit.
Yeah, his left hand is broken. His face is all busted up. I saw a funny tweet somebody put out yesterday. Said he looks like Aaron Rodgers looks like he tried to rob Kevin McAllister's
I saw
house.
that. It's
Right.
really good.
But yeah, look, I mean, I don't know why. He's rich. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's a surefire slam dunk first ballot Hall of Famer. Like I can't get in that guy's head and tell you why he's still subjecting himself to this, but he is. Best theory is, I think he probably wants to win a second Super Bowl, but
Right.
My guess is, if you got him in an honest moment right now and said, do you think this year's Steelers can really honestly win the Super Bowl? I can't imagine he really feels like they can. So, I don't know. He has said this will be it. We don't know. He turned 42 yesterday. So it all makes sense that he would be done by now or very soon. But he's still going out there and, finishing 26th in QBR every year and tricking somebody into signing him.
Dan Graziano is with us here on GCR. Dan, look, this is what the Steelers were going to be. They were going to be 6-6 going into December. That's what they were built to do. But this is not what the Ravens were supposed to be. And while that's complicated by injuries at the beginning of the year, what we saw on Thursday night, I think the question that we're asking ourselves is this who they are? Like, are they just this limited after watching them barely get by the Browns and the Jets in the 2 weeks that led up to it? Is there some world where Lamar Jackson gets 3 extra days of rest this week and looks like Lamar Jackson again? Or, is this just the story of the 2025 Ravens? They're just not good, and that's not changing at any point.
Yeah, it could very well be the second thing. Now, if you're looking for hope, he did run a little bit more, I think, on Thanksgiving night.
Yeah.
And Isaiah likely doesn't drop the ball at the goal line. Maybe things look different, and that's certainly not on Lamar. But he hasn't looked. I mean, we talked to everybody around the league. He hasn't looked healthy. He hasn't looked confident with his throws. He hasn't looked like he's wanted to take off and run. And I think the explanation most people put on that is, well, he must not be healthy, because every time we've ever seen him healthy, he's been MVP of the league, and the Ravens have been, a division champion. So the fact that they're struggling and he's not performing at that level indicates that he's not. But obviously healthy enough to play, and they're right there. So they were supposed to be great. They were a Super Bowl favorite. They start out 1-5, and you're thinking, all right, well, they got Lamar back and the schedule softens up, so maybe they'll be playing their absolute best at the end when it matters. And maybe even if they get in at 10-7 or whatever, they'll still be dangerous in the playoffs. All that's still out there, and I think that's got to be what they're telling themselves. But the defense hasn't looked consistently great, and neither has the quarterback. And when he's not on, it's just not the same team.
He has this weird look. It's hard to explain. It's like the Supreme Court justice when they asked him about pornography, and he said, I don't have a definition for it, but I know it when I see it. Like, when we watch Lamar have these nights, and you're right, he wasn't awful the other night, and that likely dropped on the
other
goal
than the
line.
turnovers.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But,
Yeah.
I mean, but just in the nature of the quarterback position, what he did was fine. You can't give the ball away like that. But he just has this look about him when things go wrong. He just has this weird look where he I don't know if I want to say it's like he goes into a shell, but we've seen it in playoff games over and over. When something doesn't go right, even if it's not of his doing, something happens to him. It's hard to explain, but they're going to need that turned around quick, I think, for Sunday. Obviously, one way or the other, they're going to need some kind of good performance from him, no matter if Pittsburgh's defense is terrible or not.
Which it is. And
right.
So, like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, you could probably play poorly and win Sunday, but I wouldn't chance it. So, like,
right.
and again, we're talking like if they fight their way in, right? If you're both, it just goes for all three of those teams. Even if you fight your way in, you still got to be playing at a level where you can go and beat the Buffalo Bills or the New England Patriots or the Denver Broncos, whoever the heck's going to be in the AFC playoffs. It all looks very strange.
Right.
But and so it's not just for me. It's not just about getting in. It's about figuring out what your issues are and solving them over the next 5 weeks so that if you do get in, you have a chance to do something about it. And I think that's where, if you're the Ravens, you're scratching your head. You come off this year where you only turn it over, 8-9 times all regular season, and then you show up in the playoff game in Buffalo and start turning it over again out of nowhere. I remember talking to John Harbaugh during training camp, and he was still flabbergasted by this whole thing. And he was talking about how important it is to get off to a hot start. They didn't do that. So, like, everything that they had kind of laid out for their paths to success has not come to fruition. So did they assess this team incorrectly, or has it underperformed? I think it's more likely the latter. The offensive line hasn't been consistently good. I mean, there's a laundry list of issues. The question is, like, here you are. You've got a gift. You're 6-6, but that's tied for first place. Win the rest of your games and you're division champion, and there aren't that many games left. So what can you do that makes you better than you've been over the first 12? I think that's the key for the Ravens right now, that they certainly have the talent on the roster to be whatever they want to be, but it just hasn't come together for some reason.
Dan Graziano, just another couple minutes with him here on GCR. Are we overvaluing what the Bengals did on Thursday night? Obviously, you mentioned they certainly having Joe Burrow back helps, and the defense, we would say, has been better, but it would seem almost impossible to have not been better considering just how god-awful they were. It was 5 turnovers. Everybody reminds me around football that turnovers aren't predictive. Is there still a chance that, as high as everyone is on the Bengals, that they turn around and give up 40 points to the Bills this week and the bloom comes off of that, Rose?
Absolutely. All right. I mean, like, this isn't the Cowboys where you can look and say, well, their defense is significantly better than it was over the first half of the season because they got 5 new guys, right? Like, the Bengals didn't do that. This is the same lousy defense they've been running out there all year, and there's no reason to think it's suddenly going to be a great one. Their path is the defense is fine, right? Like, when it needs to be, like, get a stop or two, and then Burrow has the December that he had last year where no one could stop him at all. And that's since, and then, obviously you need help in front of you, but Pittsburgh and Baltimore seem to be providing that. So, I don't think this is going to be a Bengals team that's like you're going to look back and go, oh, they fixed the defense. I think that's an off-season thing for them. The question is, does the addition of Burrow make the offense function at an even more efficient level than it was with Flacco? I know they're scoring points with Flacco, but it's different when you watch Burrow. He's special. So, can the defense just get off the field 2 or 3 times a game, especially in the fourth quarter? If they had done that against the Jets and or the Bears, I think this would look a lot different right now.
Dan, I want to have you, because I know you talked about Lamar Jackson's future in the column this week, but I want to give you a different one for you to look into the crystal ball. The Ravens and Steelers will play each other 2 more times before the season is over. Will these be the 2 final John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin matchups in Ravens-Steelers history?
So mean, I get the question. I understand it. Neither one is an organization that has an appetite for firing its head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get that out of the way first.
Yep.
I mean, these are two highly successful guys, and they would be desirable on the market if they were suddenly free agents. So I think it's unlikely that either one is gone. That said, I mean, the example everybody always uses is Andy Reid in Philadelphia, right? Obviously, great coach, obviously. I mean, maybe like the best ever, honestly. But it was over there. Like they got to a point where like it's just not working anymore.
Right.
We need to try something else. And now look, they tried Chip Kelly, which was a mistake, but they ended up getting into a zone where they're now a Super Bowl contender and champion every now and then. So the question is, you have to ask yourself is this retrievable under this coach? I think in Pittsburgh's case it is, if they ever get him a real quarterback. And I think in Baltimore's case, you're talking about one down year. But then who else are you going to get? That's the other thing. And I mean, when you talk about Pittsburgh, like 3 coaches total in the Super Bowl era, like they always get the hire correct. So like, do you trust yourself to do that? And if so, is it, do you get together with your great Hall of Fame head coach and say, hey man, like maybe it's best to just kind of like what Seattle did with Pete Carroll a couple of years ago. So I don't rule it out. I wouldn't bet that way. Certainly.
No, I get that.
I don't get the sense that either one of these teams is eager to do that.
No, they typically have not had that appetite. There is no doubt.
Well, they don't have the appetite to give the guy $35 million of free money.
That also is a factor. There's no question.
I'd like to get $35 million of free money, but I don't know that John does.
Dan, what should
these jobs come open every single year, and these teams mess it up. Like if you have a guy can do the job, it's pretty hard to say goodbye to that guy.
Right.
Dan, what all can we plug for you? Where we seeing you? Where we hearing you? Give me the whole rundown for the next few days.
I'll be in Buffalo on Sunday for Bengals Bills, so I get to check the Bengals out, see how they look. Obviously, a big game for them as well. Various sports centers throughout the week. We got a piece coming on ESPN.com end of this week about who could surprise contract move-ons coming in the offseason, maybe some guys that you're not thinking of that could be heading elsewhere. So, yeah, it's week 14, man. It's just the grind. We're just making our way through the season. It's but you find me anywhere on ESPN.
That is a fact. I never know. Every time now and then I'll look up and be like, that's Dan Graziano. He's just on my TV randomly.
Hey, Dan, true or false, if the Patriots wore those uniforms they wore on Monday night for the rest of the year, they'd never lose another game?
It looked great. I think everybody kind of liked those sort of faded bluish ones they wore that Thursday night a couple weeks ago. But, yeah, those red ones are
– got to have that.
They're sharp.
You got to have that helmet.
They're sharp.
Why they ever go away from that helmet, I have no idea.
At Dan Graziano, ESPN is how you follow him. Dan, really appreciate it. Know you're a busy man. Thank you for doing this today.
My pleasure, guys. Take care.
That's Dan Graziano
He
with
knows.
us here. We had this conversation before. No one's again. You obsess over it, but nobody's arguing that it isn't a good look. We're just not quite as obsessed.
It's the best uniform in sports.
It's not better than the powder blue Chargers uniforms.
Yeah, but those.
It's not.
I would agree with that, except there's always a little piece of you that bristles at those uniforms because of how soft they look.
Wait, what?
You know what I'm saying.
Wait
You
just a second.
You're
trying to do like a masculine thing related to the powder blue.
It was like a Bill Burr thing. I'm not trying to be Bill Burr, but I did morph into that.
The powder blue Chargers uniforms aren't manly enough for you, but that red is super manly.
There's a little piece of
that
you.
Pat the Baby is the picture of masculinity.
Never mind. Never mind.
What are we talking about?
You know what I mean.
We ended up. This is so. We had.
I didn't mean to go there, but anyway.
We had AJ Francis's food drive 2 Saturdays ago at the Maryland
open
game.
that up for me.
Oh my God! You
know.
Calm down. You
Please.
have to calm down.
Just open it up.
And it was the same day as Sean Merriman was doing his coat drive. And so we basically just combined forces, and we all helped each other out.
Which is interesting because the same day Michael Irvin was doing a Coke drive.
There we go. That's our guy, Drew Forrester, drewsmorningdish.com. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the veal.
How you like that, Proctor?
There you go. Go ahead.
No.
This is actually better. I'm okay with
I'm not going to. I like Proctor.
I know. When
he sleeps.
Exactly. So So we ended up.
And you too, John, in Arkansas.
Yeah, John in Little.
You suck it too.
There we go.
Oh,
If only we had more
I actually
listeners
like
for
John.
you to go after.
What are the other four?
Say something about Brian Powell. He's
Yeah.
listening this morning.
No,
Go ahead.
Brian's my man down in Anne Arundel County. He always sends me the Glen Burnie stuff.
God.
Brian's a good man.
So we're there, and it's me and AJ's dad, Mike, who coached at Meade, right?
Okay.
And Mike and I are
Glen Burnie
talking
beat them in
about
the playoffs.
we're talking about uniforms, and somebody brought up the Broncos, the Orange Crush.
Oh no, they're nice.
They're great, of course.
Yeah, if you have the old helmet.
And I said, look, man, don't get me wrong. These are all Kelly Green Eagles. They're all phenomenal.
Right.
And why those teams wear anything other than them, I'll never understand.
Right.
But none of them are better than the powder blue Chargers jerseys.
No, I just disagree with that. But.
And I don't know. Mike's like, yeah, you're right. And somebody else says no. And all of a sudden, Sean, who we didn't know was like standing right behind us as we're having this conversation, comes in and says, let me tell you something. We wore those jerseys in primetime. We weren't effing losing.
Love it.
We weren't
Right.
effing losing.
Right.
You wear those things in primetime.
They are nice.
They are incredible.
They
To
are
me,
nice. Who are they
are
losing
the
to in the
ones
first
that-
round of the playoffs? Chargers. Who are they getting beat
yeah,
by?
they
Who are they
will.
getting beat by?
They're not going to. Well, could they still
They
win
might-
the division? Like,
Yeah,
do they still have a
but
Broncos
probably,
game
yeah,
left?
they have one left, but they're not going to win the division. Denver's going to win the division, but they're going to.
But
come
does
here.
it come down to
They
who
might
wins
come
that
here.
game? They could. They could come here.
They could come here.
Absolutely.
And Herbert will
7-10 Ravens are going to
Herbert-
somehow
beat them 30-20. I tell you what, I like their chances this Sunday.
Yeah.
I do.
Let's hear it.
I do. 12-9 Pittsburgh.
There you go.
No
course,
touchdowns.
As we all know, the final score of every Ravens Steelers game has been 13-10.
Right.
Everybody
No doubt.
knows that.
Now, we're not. All right. Should we say it like we did the one time? We're not losing to Aaron Rodgers at 42 years old
Right ahead.
in Baltimore.
You go
after they
ahead.
just gave up 350 yards
I
on the
remember
ground.
what you said about Charlie Batch.
Now, but
You go
this is
right
different.
ahead.
We're not losing. Now, here is the one thing that does worry me.
Yeah.
That there is no way that we're going to be able to run through them like the Bills did.
Well-
It doesn't happen 2 weeks in a row.
Well,
I'm just
and the
playing the
Ravens
number.
just don't do it.
I'm just playing the numbers game. Like
They-
here's how it'll go. We'll have 77 yards rushing in the first quarter, and then we'll
they
finish with
won't run the ball.
107.
And they won't run the ball the rest
right,
of the game.
right. And John will say afterwards, something he said the other day was funny. He said something like the pace of the game took us out of it, or whatever.
But we can have an honest
whatever he
conversation
said.
about what John said, because we can talk about the fact that they went 3 and out and then they fumbled the ball in the second quarter. Like, we can have a conversation about it's not always as simplistic as people want it to be
Sure.
when they bring these numbers up. And this is the part that, like, I brought it up 3 times and said one of the issues I had was the call that should have worked, the Zay Flowers thing. That should have been a touchdown, right?
Oh, you mean on the pass interference?
OPI. But
that was a terrible call.
it was a terrible call.
I'm not a referee basher, but it was a terrible call.
Either way you want to say it.
was terrible.
It was both a terrible call and it wasn't necessary. That's a touchdown whether he touches the guy or not.
Right.
It was a terrible call to call offensive pass interference.
No doubt.
But I still have a problem with the play call. Still. Because the point of deferring to the second half, the only reason to defer to the second half is to have the ball to end the first half and then get it again to start the second half, is to get back-to-back possessions. Out of the 2-minute warning, you have not run the ball at all in the second quarter. You're supposed to be wearing the defense down with Derrick Henry so that in the fourth quarter, he just mauls them.
Right.
Because they can't do it anymore after 3 quarters.
Right.
And out of a 2-minute warning, you have the opportunity to dictate the way the next 2 minutes go. To say, we're going to have the ball. The Bengals aren't going to get it back. We're not going to let them have a chance to score. We're not going to do that. We're going to run the ball here. We're going to use Derrick Henry. And we're going to go score and then get the ball again to start the second half.
But if they scored a touchdown there,
And then the Bengals come back around and score a touchdown, then what was the point?
well, maybe. I mean, maybe.
I understand,
Right.
maybe. But the point of doing this is, if you don't think it matters to try to have the ball to end the first half and then
I don't
get it
know
again,
if people think that far ahead
then why are you deferring?
because you want the ball to start the second half.
What benefit is this? Is like the people that say you should wait to go for 2. Why is it better to have the ball to start the second half than it is to have the ball to start the first half?
I don't know the answer to that. I would always take the ball to start the game.
So this is
Personally.
the only actual argument
Remember
for
when
it.
But remember when you probably weren't born yet. By the way, speaking of touchdowns, Calvert Hall scored 4 last Thursday, and Loyola didn't.
So
It was,
got close
it was
in the
still
second
close.
half.
Yeah, well, it didn't matter. 28-24.
There you go.
So let's talk about that.
They stopped scoring at some point,
oh,
Calvert Hall.
gosh.
They were like, we got enough.
Speaking of officiating, I probably shouldn't say anything
Let's
out loud.
not, yeah, let's not do
Yeah,
that.
they weren't.
Let's not do that.
Oh my gosh! I mean, for both ways. I mean, they stopped the clock with a minute left just because they wanted to. Referee blew the whistle and stopped the game.
Dude, they were afraid that people were going to start turning into a Lions
was
game. They were like, we got to keep them.
Watch enough
Scott
football.
Garceau buzzed down and said, we
It
need to
was
keep
crazy.
the rating.
Referee just blew the whistle. Said it'll stop the clock here. Remember when if you just took the ball? I mean, if you won the coin toss, you just took the ball. There was a time when you just took the ball.
Yes.
You won the toss to start the game. You took the
but
ball.
that changed
Why?
because there is an inherent advantage of playing make it, take it.
Nah, no, there isn't.
Yes, there is.
Nah, that's what the nerds say.
Oh, my God. Here we go again. You're the type that wants it to stay a one-possession game. You want to wait and go for two. If you're down by 15, do you go for
I'm the one that wanted the Dolphins to cover the other day.
Yeah, you're down by 15 and you score a touchdown. Are you going for two?
Yes.
Because you understand there's no advantage to waiting to try to do it
I'm
later
just
in
going
the
for
game.
two all the time.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, remember the guy from like Grand Valley who just did
that's all he did.
3-pointers?
Didn't punt, didn't.
No, the guy
Oh, that
from
guy,
the basketball.
Yeah, just said that's all we're gonna do.
We're going to either win 239.
There was a lower level college coach who didn't punt and didn't kick field goals. And I don't remember who it was, but that was his deal. He was like, I
We're
just
just
go
going
for
for
it.
it.
If it's 4th
Yeah.
and 24, we're going for it. We're just going for it every time. That's the way that's going to work. Dan Campbell's
Didn't
trying.
Ron-
the whole game, though,
Who
I
kicked
don't disagree with you about
Onside kick.
the Flowers thing, but the whole game
Yes, the
changed
likely thing.
on the
yes,
likely
obviously.
thing. And here's the weirdest part. That play occurred almost in the identical
As
spot.
Zay Flowers, right?
Almost identical.
Yep. Well, and it's the goofy, like having an honest conversation about Thursday night is really difficult because it's finding the line between bad and goofy, and it's impossible to do. You can't pretend like they weren't bad. They were bad.
No,
But-
they were terrible.
but they
they were terrible at turning the ball over.
Right, they were bad, and it was goofy. Like
They could have lost 40-14,
Mm-hmm.
or they also could have won 38-10.
That's the difficult part
Yeah.
about having a conversation. Like, it's easy to say today the Ravens just stink.
I
It's
thought
an-
Likely was going to show up on the injury report. Likely, not likely.
There we go. There he is. And I think unlikely, maybe.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, hold on to the ball.
I would recommend that. Yeah, I think that's a good thing to do. I don't know what the line is. I keep coming back to the easiest, the dumbest take to have about the Ravens is if Lamar Jackson's not better, they're not doing anything. I don't know if Lamar Jackson's better, they are doing something. But I know definitively if Lamar Jackson's not better, they're not doing anything. But I don't know. I can't say with certainty he is Lamar Jackson. I don't know with certainty that he can't look like Lamar Jackson
But he
again.
has to. I hear you. I don't even know what you're trying to say, but here's the deal. I don't, because I don't know if you're.
But I like that he's
can't
prepared to
tell-
argue with it anyway.
Well, I can't tell if you're defending him or what you're doing.
I have
But
no
he-
idea. I'm not saying it's not about Lamar.
If
He has to be
doesn't
better.
if he doesn't play like the elite quarterback that he is /
Yes,
has been,
that's what I'm saying.
then they can't win.
Yes,
Right.
you just repeated what I
Oh, okay.
said.
Well, then we're both right.
I don't know. It just
But I'm a little
happened.
more right.
Well, you just said I don't know what you're saying, and then said the exact same thing.
I just don't understand how games like that happen to him. Like I just don't get it. And now, the one play, again, we do this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The dude knocked the ball out of his hand, and if that would have been Mike Green, everybody would have had their pants off running around in front of the internet,
What a
yelling
play
and
he
jumping
made,
up and
right. Mm-hmm.
down about how great Mike Green is. Like this is the Palomalu knocking the ball out of Flacco's hand thing. The other guys are trying too. So the one that he went to throw the ball and he fumbled it, I don't know in what world they thought that wasn't an attempted throw. But I get it. Used to be.
But used to be because there was a tuck rule. We know what happened.
I'm saying, I don't know, man. I thought very recently that would have been called an incomplete pass.
Not very recently. No.
I think
It's
so.
relatively recent.
I
but-
think
If his
so.
motion had continued the entire way, but he clearly held up on the motion. He wasn't
but his arm was still moving.
I don't know,
forward.
man.
right because after he realized, then he just tried
I
to do
don't
everything he
think
can.
so. But I had the Ravens in 7.5.
100%. I
So-
get it. I don't. I understand why
So,
you're mad.
I
I do
mean-
understand why you're mad. I don't blame.
But
you
I
for
don't
that.
know what happened there. I know what happened on the goal line. The dude probably beat Falale or whatever his name is. The guy made a nice play. But
they beat both Falale and Rosengard.
And they didn't even get in the end zone there.
They didn't.
That's the best part.
Fact.
But something I said this to Graziano, and I didn't expect him to know what I was talking about because he doesn't watch the games like we do, the Ravens games. He has this look about him.
Well, the entire team does. Everyone does.
But Lamar in specific.
Look at John Harbaugh's face on the sideline.
Okay, but he's not playing in the game.
I understand, but I've never seen a coach who has more of a I don't know how to explain it. Watch other coaches when they get down, and they still. Dan Campbell does not look like John Harbaugh. And I'm not trying to say Dan Campbell's a better coach than John Harbaugh.
Is that the nitwit that wears his hat backwards?
No. Sometimes. He does wear his hat backwards sometimes.
But he should not be allowed to coach.
There we go. What other rules do you have for
that
coaches?
one, that's the
I know you already said the complete
No, it's
pants.
the guy in D.C.
Oh, Dan Quinn definitely wears
Turn
his
your hat around the
backwards.
right way. You're not 14.
Colin Coward.
It just pisses me off.
What are you doing?
Oh, is that what he does?
Yeah, he does that.
He says
You
I
can't
don't
be
like
a quarterback if you wear your hat backwards.
That's correct.
And then he had to issue an apology.
You're not a baseball catcher. That's what I tell my golfers. Turn your effing hat around.
Well, what about Jesper Parnevik?
That wasn't even a hat. I don't know what that was.
That was a hat.
That was apparel.
It was like a newsy hat,
Yeah,
wasn't
it
it?
looked terrible.
And he wore it the other way.
Looked like a dork. And thanks for ruining Tiger's life. Parnevik, you scumbag.
It's Jesper Parnevik's fault that Tiger Woods was having sex with the entire state of Florida.
Well, it's Jesper's fault that he turned Tiger on to
That
Elin.
wasn't the problem.
Yeah, it was. Tiger never should have got married in the first place.
Well, that might be it.
And Parnevik knew that. And it was all – have you seen The Beast in Me? This is all –
No, I don't think I have.
Oh, my gosh. You got to see it.
What is The Beast
Claire
in Me?
Danes.
Oh, I do vaguely. Okay.
You'll watch all 8 episodes. You won't go to bed. Then you won't go to bed for 2 more nights.
Okay.
But it's all part of a grand plan to disrupt Tiger. And it gave it to Parnevik.
You think the Jesper Parnevik
Yes.
was a double A?
Yes. I'm telling you, I think there's something to it. And they said to Elin,
this is wild.
well, I'm just telling you, he was fine up until then.
This is wild. Yeah.
And then they went to Perkins and got these girls to flirt with him.
Right.
And the next thing you know, all hell breaks loose.
That poor guy.
I mean, come on.
That poor sap.
Did you see him yesterday?
Couldn't just go to
walking
Perkins.
through the media center. He looks like Evel Knievel.
Oh,
He
God.
can't even walk.
You can't even play video game
And they're
golf
asking
anymore.
him if he's going to play. The one guy's like, Tiger, what's your schedule going to be next year? He goes, I think I'm going to play 25 tournaments. Like, what moron asks me that? I can't even walk.
All right, let's
Thanks a lot, Jesper.
let's
do the NBA thing so I can get this out
not
of the
doing
way.
the NBA thing. We're gonna do Would You Rather Wednesday. We're gonna talk some more.
Oklahoma City's 22-1.
Chill. Today's show is brought to you by CountySports.zone. You can find out more about Calvert Hall's big win. You could also find out about this week's state finals, 6 state championship games starting tomorrow night in Annapolis. The entire rundown, how they got there, what to expect, find it at CountySports.zone, proudly sponsored by your local Toyota dealer and buyatoyota.com. Drew Forrester, who thinks that Jesper Parnevik ruined golf, in studio with us.
For sure.
Here on a
Trace it back.
Would You Rather
Trace it
Wednesday
back.
edition of GCL. Get in the game with Volo Sports. With over 15 sports to choose from, join a league or grab a Volo membership for discounted play, free daily pickups, fitness classes, and exclusive events. But the best part? A portion of every league fee helps the Volo Kids Foundation provide free sports to over 5,000 kids across Baltimore City each year. Don't miss out. Early pricing for the winter season ends December 12th. Final registration deadline is January 15th. Sign up now at volosports.com/Baltimore.
Get ready to hit the ultimate holiday jackpot at Live Casino during the live action $1 million giveaway. Every Friday through December 26th, we'll draw 25 lucky cash winners, but only one winner each Friday will advance to the final rounds on December 26th, where you could win $1 million in just 3 spins. Come make your million, only at Live Casino. At Erndale Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Feeling sluggish, unfocused, or not like yourself? It could be low testosterone. At Game Day Men's Health, we specialize in testosterone replacement therapy to help men boost energy, improve mood, and regain confidence. Our treatments, including testosterone cypionate, are safe, natural, and tailored to fit your lifestyle with weekly injections or pellet therapy. Get started today with a free testosterone test and feel the difference. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Game Day Men's Health, where men reclaim their game.
The weather's getting cooler, so when you and your family are picking out a place to dine, be it lunch or dinner, let's make it nice and easy. Now, with 2 great locations, the Costas Inn remains your #1 destination. Whether you want to get steamed crabs and the full Costas menu out at the original location at 4100 North Point Boulevard, or sample the complete menu minus the steamed crabs at the new location above the grandstand at the Timonium Racetrack. Costas is your place to go. Check out the website, CostasInn.com, for a look at the menu, and if you want to plan that crab feast, call 410-477-1975. The Costas Inn.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
Looking for Baltimore's premier waterfront dining experience? Head to Nick's Fish House, located in the Baltimore Peninsula. Enjoy crabs all year long, plus happy hour Monday through Thursday from 3 to 6. Planning a celebration? From rehearsal dinners to corporate crab feasts, Nick's is the spot to make it unforgettable. And the fun doesn't stop there. Live music fills the air every Thursday through Sunday. Check out the full lineup at nicksfishhouse.com. Nick's, it's where Baltimore comes to eat, drink, and play by the water.
Make the most out of every day in your Toyota RAV4. Available in hybrid or gas-only models. A RAV4 can get you where you want to go in style. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new RAV4s from your local Toyota dealer today.
Coming back in here with Glenn and the other guy, Garrett, whatever his name is. You know who they are. We need to change that.
We actually recorded some new ones.
Yeah, change it because it's not fair to him.
Yeah? That's something you're concerned about now?
I mean, no, Graham deserves way better than that.
Thank you. Thank you. Show some respect.
Show a little respect here.
All right, Would You Rather Wednesday.
We got a lot to go over.
Settle down. Drew Forrester, Drew's Morning Dish, is in the studio with us. It is Would You Rather Wednesday. Get your responses in at Glenn Clark Radio on Facebook, Twitter, or Blue Sky. Someone is winning a Flock Yeah t-shirt just for participating. Would You Rather Wednesday is brought to you today by Live Casino and Hotel. Big fight night this Saturday night. You got some UFC 323. Marab Dava Baba de Ganoush taking on Peter Yan.
Yep.
Peter Yan.
That one
Peter
not
Yan.
right Peter
Peter
Yan.
Yan. What?
Piotr.
Piotr?
Yeah, Piotr.
Oh, now wait a second.
Where's Piotr Yan?
Now that's
Russia.
absurd. There's 4 letters in his name.
It's Piotr.
It's P-I-O-T-R,
It's P-E-T-R.
P-E-T-R.
What's Peter?
Piotr Yan,
There
apparently.
you go.
Well, it's not Piotr.
And then there's
no
there's
O.
a big
Piotr.
there's a big fight as
But
well.
it isn't.
Isaac Pitbull Cruz taking on Lamont Roach. Don't pay pay-per-view prices for these fights. Go watch them for free.
Where?
Inside Sports and Social
at the casino?
at Live Casino and Hotel. Would you rather number 1?
Did you see the Netflix thing on Ric Flair?
Netflix thing on Ric Flair?
Yeah.
I don't think
Or it may be Amazon Prime. It's on one of those things.
I don't know that I have. There's a
It's
documentary.
Pretty good. Yeah. It's pretty good. I think it's about Ric Flair.
I feel like I would have watched that if I. It
No, it was about Ric
It
Flair.
seems like something I would have watched.
He talks about his kid dying.
There was a 30 for 30.
I don't think that was it, but it might have been.
Okay. Anyway, there was one on Peacock. Woo becoming Ric Flair.
That was like 2022.
No, I don't have Peacock.
I got nothing. Anyway,
it's good.
Would you rather number 1? We were talking about the future of these two coaches with Dan Graziano. The Ravens are going to do something unprecedented at the end of the season.
Win a playoff game?
They're going to. Well, they won one last year. I'm not sure if you remember.
I do remember.
They're going to trade their head coach.
What?
Okay.
Would you rather they trade him to Pittsburgh for Mike Tomlin?
What?
Or trade him to Minnesota for Kevin O'Connell?
Well, I don't.
That's
yeah,
easy.
I'm not interested in Tomlin.
Yeah, I'll take Kevin O'Connell. All
You
the way.
seen J.J. McCarthy?
I
Have you
but
been
I've
paying
also seen
attention?
Sam McDonald.
He's terrible.
Sam McDonald.
Yes.
Well, Sam Darnold's also working out in Seattle, so maybe it wasn't that he was a quarterback whisperer.
I will take Sam Darnold.
It's weird.
I'll take the Minnesota.
I want
coach.
Kevin O'Connell.
No offense to Mike Tomlin. I've never felt the same about Tomlin since the incident with Jacoby Jones.
I both understand that, and yet
I'm
don't.
serious.
It's a weird.
I've never really gotten over.
I've never really gotten it over.
Because I always liked him.
I've never gotten over it either, but it still hasn't diminished to me that I think that he is an outstanding football coach.
Maybe.
And I just think his biggest issue
what
is.
What makes you think that? Because he uses a bunch of big words after games and
No,
talks about
because
men will be men.
Because
like,
he came to peace accords with like maybe the most insane human beings that have ever lived. Because he managed. Antonio Brown might be the most garbage human being that's ever existed.
But I don't think he was that nuts until the perfect thing. I think the perfect thing.
Everyone in Pittsburgh would disagree with that and say that it was always. Also, we know why it was that he was available later on in the draft because he was a garbage human being. One of the worst human beings.
Garbage human
I have
being.
no problem saying that about Antonio Brown.
All right.
I have no issue with
sure
it.
He's not misunderstood?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case.
All right. Well, anyway, I lost a lot of respect for Tomlin over that Jacoby Jones thing. You should have just said afterwards, that was stupid of me. Instead of going, they love to put me up on the Jumbotron here.
I agree. Like
just say, it was dumb of me.
I agree with that part. If I made it, because I was struggling with this with you. If I
Sean
made
McVay, yes.
If I made it Kevin O'Connell
or Bradley Cooper
or Mike McDaniel.
Well, I'm not taking Mike McDaniel.
So
if he's going to wear capris.
Now they go back. Mike McDaniel or Mike Tomlin.
I'm not taking a guy who wears capris.
So you're taking Mike Tomlin over Mike
yes.
McDaniel. All right,
I'll take Rob Ambrose over him.
Well,
We're not taking a guy to be the football coach who wears capris.
All right.
And suntan lotion during the
I
games.
don't know if you noticed, they're all of a sudden red hot in Miami.
Yeah.
They've only lost one game. In fact, the best evidence that we have that the Ravens might still be good is that they beat the Dolphins.
Well, they're just giving it to Devon Achane every play now.
Makes a lot of sense.
We're not taking Mike McDaniel to quarterback men. To coach men.
Then.
We're not doing it. I'm
Ken,
going to wear sandals on the sidelines of a football game.
Ken, nice tennis shoes.
Ken Rosenthal reports this morning the Brewers are considering cracking the door open for trade discussions involving Freddie Peralta. So would you rather, number 2,
yes.
Would you rather the Orioles ship Kobe Mayo and Cade Povich, and probably a comp pick, to the Brewers for 1 year of Freddie Peralta, or just can't pay that price?
Well, I would usually be pretty knee-jerk on these and say just ship those guys out. But Kyle Stowers is in the back of your mind when you say that. I know Povich has decent stuff, but I'm not overly concerned. This is the same thing as – it is a little bit the same thing as the deal we made with Miami. You're really only concerned about one player. I don't even remember the other guy we gave him. What was the other guy we gave him in Miami?
Norby.
Oh, right. Yeah, nobody cares about him. But the other kids turned into a nice player.
At the time they gave him up, I was actually far more concerned about them giving up Norby than Stowers.
Right. And Stowers, trust me, could be Counting Crows with their first album. He definitely could have caught lightning in a bottle down there. You never know.
You're acting like Hard Candy doesn't exist.
No, Hard Candy was second best album they did. Well, I don't know about that.
Hard Candy was
their first 4 albums were awesome.
Yeah.
They've lost it now.
Well, I mean,
he's 400 pounds. He looks like King Kong Bundy.
Like he's 400 pounds.
He's close.
You know.
What are we talking about?
I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't think I'm giving up on Kobe Mayo. Not for Peralta and the year. I might have done that if I could have. If there was.
Well, last week we were talking about Joe Ryan, and everybody was ready to give it up for Joe Ryan because he got 2 years.
On the reverse of this, if it's Kobe Mayo for Grayson Rodriguez-ish, 4-year. 3-year, 4-year guy, that's a different story, but not for 1 year. I'll pass.
What about you?
It's so tough.
Could we have their logo?
You mean the glove? Yeah.
If we get their logo, yes.
Probably not.
Well, then
probably not. Maybe Bernie the Brewer, though. But maybe you could.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about it again.
I mean,
What's he doing here, by the way, Colson?
I'm so confident that there's not going to be.
We have to have a meeting afterwards.
Not another one.
That there's not going to be baseball played in 2027. That I think they do need to just
Okay.
go.
Oh, please.
Full.
Well, you're one of those
for
people
this
they've
year.
hoodwinked into thinking there's not going to be baseball.
I
Come on.
Do it. I mean, yeah, do it. Go all in. I mean,
Number 3.
I know exactly what's going to happen.
But Freddie Peralta,
they're going to cancel the preseason. There's going to be an abbreviated 11 or 12 game.
We're going to have 7-inning doubleheaders.
Please. You know exactly what's going to happen.
7-inning doubleheaders.
There's going to be baseball in 2027. Don't fall for that garbage.
Would you rather
last year with the Brewers worked? So.
Be the these are both true stories from the past week.
Okay.
Would you rather be the California man
or the Giants kicker?
Younghoe Koo. Oh.
What happened there? No, I still think he thought it was a fake, and he doesn't want to say anything.
Apparently,
I think he thought it was a fake.
There are people in Atlanta who say
he does this.
This might have been an issue before. Like they might have seen this in practice. They might have seen that. Like this might not be the first time he's just.
I've never seen anything like
foot
it
into the ground.
I've never seen anything like it.
Oh,
by the way, and you know, people were using golf terms, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you fat the shot in golf.
Mm-hmm.
When you fat a shot in golf, the club enters the ground 2 inches behind the ball.
Right. This was nowhere close.
It was like
close.
2 feet behind the ball.
It's insane. Truly insane.
You guys think Justin Tucker's a bad guy?
I'm sure the two are related.
Oh, he ain't doing that.
I'm sure the two have something to.
What would you rather have?
I got to drag
your
it.
guy
Instead
going
of
to get a massage
on
occasionally, or doing
now
that.
Griffin's decided on the second try to pull up the video, so now I got to drag this out even longer instead of just pulling it up originally. Yeah,
look at it.
I've never seen anything like it ever. I've never.
It's a foot behind the ball.
It's insane.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's a foot behind the ball.
Right. He didn't even come up and end up making contact with it, as his.
How did he not break his toe?
I don't know. I genuinely
look at Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart said, "Oh my God."
All right. Would you rather? These are two true
By
stories.
the way, I'll take that kid on my team.
I like Jackson Dart a lot.
I do too.
But, he's
going to get.
He's going to get killed. There's no doubt.
I mean, he's going to make Roethlisberger look like a Rhodes Scholar in 4 years.
Oh, all right. You got to answer this quickly because we had a guest.
Go.
All right. Would you rather?
Yes.
These are both true stories.
Quick.
Would you rather be the guy in California who came home on Friday and found a 500-pound bear living in his backyard?
Yes, I want to be that guy.
Or
no, stop.
Or
just give me the bear.
Or
just give me the bear.
Or be one of the people. This happened apparently in India.
Where did he come from?
I don't know.
Give me the bear.
This apparently happened in India. Be one of the people who went up for a sky dining experience.
Okay.
Where they bring you up on a crane.
Okay.
And you eat a meal harnessed in the sky, looking over, somewhere.
Sure.
And then got stranded there because the crane stopped working for 4 hours before being rescued.
Well, how do you poop?
You know the answer to that question, Drew.
I want the bear.
You actually,
I definitely want the bear.
You want to own a bear.
Well, I want the bear. I want to see
All
him.
All right.
Yeah, sure. Are those people okay?
Get your responses. Yes, they were all safely.
Where did it happen?
This was in India, but you wouldn't be in India. You would be, say, at the Grand Canyon or something.
But it's Curry.
You're gonna poop. There is no doubt. You're gonna have to.
I want the bear. What happened with the bear?
Imagine if it was Vindaloo.
But what happened?
My God.
But what happened with the bear?
The story is that he tried to call wildlife services. They were closed for the holiday.
But how did it get there?
So he called the cops, and the cops said, "Just stay inside."
But how did the bear get there?
All right,
Where's it from?
I don't know all the details. We got to guess. Maryland soccer getting ready to play in the NCAA quarterfinals this Saturday, 1:00 against Washington. And our next guest, a massive part of the reason that they have made this run. He's from Olney. He is out of the Baltimore Armor program with Coach Mike Lookingland. He is Albi Ndrenika, and he is with us this morning here on GCR. Albi, it's Glenn and Drew here in Baltimore. It's great to chat with you, man. Thank you for taking the time for us this morning. Oh, Albi, are you on mute? Can we get you to unmute yourself? Apologies, man. We'll get you up here so that you can hear. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome, Albi. Thank you for doing this, man.
Of course.
Albi, you've been through a lot, right? Can you just tell me what this season has meant to you? And obviously, we know there's a standard for Maryland soccer, and that's probably a big part of the reason why you ended up at Maryland. But what has it meant to you to be a part of such a special group and to sort of return to that standard for Maryland soccer?
Yeah, first of all, thank you guys for having me. It's always great to talk about this team. It's always so much good to say. And just, growing up in the area, Maryland soccer has always been a pinnacle. it's kind of, professional soccer is obviously at the top of the mountain, and then Maryland is kind of right up there with them, especially for a local kid, growing up watching them dominate in college sports. You're going to games, you're 11, 12, 13 years old, and you see these guys on the field, and they kind of look like superheroes. They're big, strong, fast, and just, growing up and getting that opportunity to represent the state and also be those guys on the field that you looked up to once, and hopefully that younger kids in Maryland are looking up to as well. It's a great honor. And like I said, I think a lot of guys in this program are willing to do whatever it takes to kind of bring that program back to what it was. It's faltered in the last few years. So being able to, it's been a few years coming and rebuilding a culture and getting that standard back. But we've got it now in the showing, and I'm so glad it is.
Can you explain to dumb guys like us, like, how did it change, right? Like, how this is only a couple of years ago, this is a program that couldn't win a conference game, right? Like, how does it change? What has to click? Is it, you guys just growing up together? Like, what changes to get back to this level?
Yeah, so my freshman year, we were Big Ten champions that year, and I think that's kudos to a very strong senior class we had that year. Those guys really set the standard. They were top guys. They did their jobs, never complained, and kind of way for the guys to know, like, what has to get done in order to win. So since then, I'd say the senior classes and the leadership haven't been as strong due to mixed classes, COVID years, guys leaving, happening.
Hey, Albi, I apologize. We are losing you audio-wise. I don't know what's going on there. We might have to see if we can't get that squared away. We want to make sure that you hear what you're saying.
Make sure you're not coming up the mic there, Albi.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, much better. Okay. Thank you.
Got it. So, yeah, what I was saying is just I think a foundation of a great culture is a strong senior class and a strong leadership group, kind of, because anyone can be a leader. It's not only the older guys, and that's something we emphasize a lot. And I think everyone from the freshmen to the sophomores to juniors to seniors have kind of stepped in that role and kind of realized that everyone can make a difference if everyone's bought into the same goal. And in preseason this year, Sasho brought us his national championship ring that he won in 2018 and passed it around the film room and was like, look, guys, I wouldn't do this if I didn't believe that you guys had what it takes, like, have in this room what it takes to win a national championship. So I think that day we kind of all bought in, and since then it's kind of been an obsession.
I was talking to Sasho recently about you guys, the 2005 group being back a few weeks ago. And he really was like, man, these guys really soaked it up, and I really thought it meant something to them to be around those guys. Can you tell us what, there's some obviously legends that were part of that team in this sport. What did it mean to you guys to be around those guys, and did that sort of fortify your, okay, now we want to go be the next, we want to be this group that's coming back here in 20 years?
Yeah, 100%. They came against Indiana when we played Indiana, and that game was electric. I think we all had a little more energy, a little more passion in that game, just to beat a rival and to beat and to win with those guys watching in attendance, like you said, like Marisa Duke, Grand Zusi, guys like that have played in the World Cups, have played countless MLS games, and kind of legends of American soccer. And then having a luncheon with them, and then them telling you that you guys hype us up so much. We love watching you guys play. And it's like kind of surreal that someone that has climbed the heights of soccer is now telling us that we give them joy when we play. And, we all say in the locker room, we want to be back in 20 years celebrating just like they are. And, the love that we have for each other in this group, it's bleeding onto everyone. And even the fans and the alumni. Sasha always says that he's never gotten this many texts and calls and wishes from alumni in so many years. So we're just glad to kind of bring that family back and rally in this year.
It's really cool.
All right, well, don't let this, whatever you do, don't let this thing go to penalty kicks, because I can't watch it. I've got to walk away.
You say that, but in the opener, not only did they go to penalty kicks, you got the goalie scoring the winner.
Yeah.
Now, listen, don't give away any of your secrets, but do you know right now what you would do if you had to take one in overtime? Don't give away, though, but do you know what you would do?
Yeah, we usually train them, and, there's a sense of confidence in yourself. Other people do it different ways, but,
Don't try the chip thing that the guy tried in the St. Louis game.
Yeah, I mean, I get the thought process, but with the game on the line like that, I'd say just go out guns a-blazing. If you miss and the goalie saves it.
Just hit it, right. Was that the St. Louis game where the dude tried to chip the ball over the goalie?
Yeah, St. Louis Bryant.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
You never want to be that guy. You know?
Tell me though, because
Oh my
that
gosh.
was insane. Lauren
Like,
stepping up.
what are you thinking about when you do that?
Did you guys know? Like, is that just something that does he do that regularly? Like, could he take an in-game PK for you if you needed to?
I mean, if we're talking technicalities, like he is probably one of our purest ball strikers in the team.
Really?
Technique, the way he, like, you know, he can ping a ball, he can half volley a ball. His ball striking ability is probably one of the best in the team. And, you know, we train PKs and stuff, and he's a very confident guy. He doesn't get scared. He doesn't doubt himself. So that's also a very big part in penalties as well.
Man.
So he's obviously a top.
So when
that.
you guys tell me, like, because I know that there's something different just about being an athlete that, like, you know, I wouldn't fully understand because I just do this dumb stuff for a living. Yeah, you obviously, Drew, a high-level athlete, competed in the U.S. Senior Open. I mean,
That's
my
right.
God, let's show the respect. But me, I wouldn't understand. When you go to PKs in that tournament opener, are you guys on the sideline completely confident? Like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go win now. Like, are you? Is there any ounce of nervous energy? Is there any, like, oh God, please tell me the season's not about to come to an end right here?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're human. Obviously, those thoughts are going to creep in your head. Everyone has those. But the way I like to think it is like you've been training the sport for 12, 13 years of your life. It's what you've been doing every day. It's just one more kick of the ball. It's something you can do in your sleep. So we have a speaker who comes, Rob Keogh. He mentions a lot about, you know, winning the moment in your head and not getting lost in the substance of it. Like, yeah, there's pressure. Yeah, there's this. But at the end of the day, it's just a rep you've done thousands of times. It's kicking a penalty kick. And, you know, you just go out there, put your best foot forward. Don't let the situation get to you. And usually if you have that mindset, you can calm yourself down and just not let the surrounding, you know, nervousness get to you.
We're not getting there anyway. Don't worry about it.
Right? Yeah, there you go.
We're going to end every game in 90 minutes, hopefully.
That's the way it worked last time out, 3-0. Let's talk about that. Albi Ndrenika scoring a goal in an NCAA tournament game. Scoring the first goal, in fact, in an NCAA tournament game. What does that moment do for you? Like, it's just got to be one of the coolest things that you could ever possibly experience.
Yeah. You know, if you saw my celebration a little bit, I kind of pointed at that center back. He was kind of talking a bit of smack. Like 10, 15 minutes before that, he kind of, you know, gave me a shoulder bump, knocked me to the ground, and he was just letting me hear it, man. Both their center backs, they were just chatting the whole game. So that kind of gave me an extra fuel. I was like, I just want to, you know, stick it to these guys. So when I got that goal, you know, I was just, you know, playing the 9, I got moved up to the striker position, and when being in that spot, I'm not the biggest and the fastest and the strongest guy, so I just want to be like, where can I put myself in the best situation to react?
It's right there. Yeah, right.
So, you know, sometimes you're going to make a run, the ball's not going to come there, but, you know, you just got to keep going. So, you know.
There's not much better than a guy chirping at you, and then you get one over on him a couple minutes later.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
For
before that, I was thinking, I was like, this has to happen. It has to happen, and it did, so.
For those that didn't see it, Griffin's going to show it. This was the opening goal against UConn where Rita shoots, and it's just there, and like the ball's just waiting for you. Like, is there any? Again, it's sort of like the PK thing. Is there any part of you that's like, oh God, please don't screw this up?
No, I mean it was so quick from the ball drop to when I hit it. You know, I feel like most mistakes happen is when you have too much time to think about things, but when you just let instinct take over and you know, you just put the ball in the back of the net, really.
Did the chirping quiet down after that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't hear anything for the rest of the game.
A little bit on your path, Albi. We brought up playing. But first of all, how'd you end up from Olney to Baltimore Armor? And Mike Lookingland, who, of course, is a Baltimore Blast legend and a soccer legend in this community. What was that experience like? What did it do for you to help prepare you for playing at Maryland?
Yeah, so moving into Olney, I moved I think I was 11 when I moved there from Aspen Hill, so right down the street. I was just playing rec ball, just having fun with soccer. And then moving to OBGC, I met a friend at my elementary school, and he played for OBGC, the local team, who was a little bit higher level than, you know, just rec. And so I was able to join the team. I tried out, and, you know, I could tell I was kind of a little bit better than the other guys. You know, I was having fun. I was playing well. And then there was talks about, because I was getting at that age where academy started becoming a thing. So I actually tried out for Bethesda before, OBGC, but they put me on like their 4th team or something. So I was like, screw them. So I went up. I tried out for SAC. I made one of their like premier blue teams, which is like the highest club level team. Stayed there for a year, and then I joined the Baltimore Armor system. And I think in this area, they consistently send the most players to Power 5 D1 schools anywhere in the country. I'd say there. Mike is connected with everybody. He really sets you up and sets you for success. A lot of guys, come out of Armor and play, are very good players in college. And I think that's, sticking with the program. I stayed there since I was from 13 to 17, 18 years old. And, it's a gritty style. It's a Baltimore style. It's not, we're going to be the most technical team out there, but it's like, we're going to shove it down your throat. We're going to give you hell for 90 minutes. And having that DNA, it's kind of the same DNA that Maryland has, just being intense, being, I want more, I want to suffocate the opponent. How do we do that? So having that energy coupled with, the community that comes out and supports you, it's amazing.
Your journey also included, obviously, some injury troubles at the beginning of your collegiate career that cost you a fair amount of time.
Yeah.
Can you walk through like what you learned from that experience, what you went through, and having the game taken away from you the way that it was, and what that's done for you over the course of the last couple of years as you've been back on the field and obviously succeeding the way that you have?
Yeah, I'd say a couple things that those experiences brought me was maturity and kind of perspective. So coming in as a freshman, I graduated high school early and played here in the spring before my freshman season. And that gave me, a lot of great opportunities, learning from the older guys, getting minutes in and kind of getting that initial nervousness out of the way. So playing in preseason, I was, feeling great, getting ready. And then I kind of feel some achiness in my back, which I thought I could just push through it. That wasn't the case. It kind of got worse and worse. I get an MRI. I realize I have to miss pretty much half of the season with a stress reaction in my sacrum bone. It gets kind of technical, but it was just a dull, achy pain in my lower back that kind of got worse as I did activity. So I missed the first half of the freshman year. I'm thinking maybe I just redshirt this year. And I go and talk to Sasha about it, and it really surprised me. He says, "No, son, I don't want you to redshirt. I know you're going to come in at the end of the season and make an impact on the team. So I want you to, keep getting healthy, and we're going to use you when you're healthy." And, hearing that as a freshman, I haven't done anything to kind of earn his trust or respect. And that gave me a boost of confidence. Like, I really got Sasha in my corner now. And hearing that, I was able to get back. Obviously, I didn't play much my first few games, but then towards the NCAA tournament, that's when I started my first game. I got my first goal. And then I got another goal the game after that against Cornell. Obviously, we lost that game. But, now coming at the end of my freshman year, I have so much belief. Like, I came back from an injury. I bounced back. I earned a spot in the team. And now I'm feeling on top of the world. And so for that whole process to kind of happen again my sophomore year, where in preseason, now it's 10 times as bad. It was so weird. I played a preseason game the day before. I wake up the next morning and I can't walk. My lower back is just on fire. Bedridden for a few weeks. Doctors don't know what's going on. I'm doing blood work left and right. And so I'd say, though, I think I handled, even though the intensity of the second injury was worse, I think I handled it better because just from what I learned at the first time around, where you can only control what's in front of you, take things day by day, don't get too far ahead, don't get stuck in the past, do what you can in the moment to kind of do whatever you can, and then take that day by day.
That's incredible, man. It's incredible. I didn't realize it was that you couldn't walk. That's nuts, man. Like, it's a lot to go through.
The reason it took a while is because it was just misdiagnosis. Because obviously, such a crazy injury. I was seeing rheumatologists. They were throwing around autoimmune diseases and giving me medicine. But usually, these medicines are not taken by 20-year-old athletes. It's usually kind of older people. So I wasn't reacting to the medicines the way they thought, and it turned out to be an infection in a disc space in my spine. But that got, discovered 6 or 7 months down the line. So it was just unfortunate, but like you said, you wake up, you smile, you say, "This is my situation. How can I make the most of it?" And thankfully, it figured itself out.
Good on you, dude. Good on you. And obviously, it's worked out really well. All right, Washington on Saturday. You just played them a couple weeks ago. Do you utterly ignore that this week? Do you say like we don't think about it? Like you have to treat him nameless, faceless? Like what is the plan when you just played an opponent recently? Obviously got the better of him that night.
Yeah. You obviously review that game a lot because there's nothing like having film on a team you've already played. We've analyzed them, and then you see parts of your game that weren't as good, sharpen that up. And obviously, they know you guys now, just like we know them, they know us. So how do we tweak something that they don't see coming? How do we change our game plan a little to kind of throw them off? Like, this is not what they did the first time around, I think, is the key because, it's obviously tricky to play a team you've already played, especially if it was only a few weeks ago. So getting the upper hand is going to be very important. And, yeah.
There you go.
5-0 Maryland.
It's easy over there.
I'm just saying.
Hey, we'll take
Hopefully
one.
It's over by half.
Yeah, we'll take 1-0. Whatever it is that gets you through. That's the only part that matters. So you're playing in North Carolina next weekend. Albi Ndrenika, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere like that. Where can Maryland fans be giving you a follow?
Yeah, Instagram, Twitter, those are kind of my main ones. TikTok, it's just my name. I know it's a tricky one to spell, but
it is.
There's not a lot of Albi Ndrenikas around. So
you say it so much more elegantly than I'm capable of. Yeah, it's nice that you don't have to fight a bunch of people and put like 6 hashtags or something, underscores in your handles in order to get
Albi, what's your heritage?
my family's from Albania.
Oh, okay, nice.
So yeah,
I was going to say Romania, so I was kind of at least had the IA at the end.
Yeah, the Balkans.
And we were close, right? Were they born there? They're from there originally?
Yeah.
Nice.
They are.
Okay.
So they came here in the late '90s, and
it's cool. It's a cool combination of local kids and a lot of international flair on your roster too, right? Like it's a really cool combination.
I'd say Maryland is still one of the few teams that kind of, they always try and get the best Maryland kids around, and coupled with a few guys from the East Coast, especially, and it's a great mix this year. I mean, added so much to us in terms of experience and just the way they see the game, and then you've got some freshmen, like Rocket, Henry, guys like that are still American, and they bring so much confidence. They've already played high-level games, so they come here and they already have the tools to kind of make an impact right away.
Albi, congratulations on everything you've done so far, and best of luck on Sunday. May we be talking to you again when you're wearing your own national championship ring here in a few games. Appreciate.
Thank you guys so much.
Absolutely. Albi Ndrenika.
Good job. I'm changing my mind. 7-0 Maryland.
There you go. 7-0. 7-0 on Saturday.
As long as they win by 1.5, I don't care.
What do you obviously you're
I don't care.
you're of course, for people that don't know, Drew's actual experience is in the soccer business. What do you make of how Sasho keeps doing this? Like how it really isn't.
I mean, other than, they had one kind of off year, maybe 2 off years, but look, this is a lot easier said than done, what I'm going to say, but once you get it going, once you change the culture of the program, and it's hard work to do that, but you look around the country in other sports, they've done it at Alabama, right? I do believe that I do believe it's coaching, right, that does it, but even now at Alabama, they've established a culture there that even without Nick Saban, kids still want to go there and play, and whoever it is that's coaching, that whether they were even there with Saban or not, Saban's still involved. He still has his fingerprints on that program, whether or not he's there every day or not. And this guy's done an amazing job of turning Maryland's college, their soccer program, it is a destination school.
Yep.
There's 25 years ago, 30 years ago, and when I was the GM of the indoor team, I was one of the only. We were one of the only teams in the league that took the draft seriously. I bought the first pick in the draft for $1,000 from Canton. $1,000, and I felt like I got ripped off because I think they would have given it to me for $500, and I used it to get Shane Dougherty from Maryland. But I was one of the only people that took the draft seriously. But back then, Maryland soccer stunk.
Right.
Shane was a very, very good player. He went to Falston High School. But the powers back then, UConn was one. Joe Maroney was the coach there. The powers back then were very few and far between. And it's not that dissimilar to what's happened in lacrosse. With all of these programs now that have suddenly out of nowhere
the Denvers
become
of
good.
the world,
Denver, Brown, Yale,
the Ivy League schools were all typically pretty good. Yeah.
Well,
North Carolina
Princeton was always really good.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Yale wasn't all that good. Brown stunk.
Yeah,
right. But what he's done there at Maryland is he's changed the culture of the program. And in fairness, credit to the school. Because the school has, I have no idea what he makes, so when I say this, he's making a boatload of money because Maryland has said, hey,
this can be a
soccer's
winner for
important
us.
for us. We're going to get 4,000 people to this Ludwig Field.
It is crazy.
And we're going to charge.
If y'all have never been,
it's incredible.
The atmosphere is awesome.
I went and saw him play 2 years ago. It's like a professional game.
It's awesome.
And UMBC's tried to do the same thing, just on a reduced scale, right? But they've got a nice setup over there. But what he's done is he's changed the culture of the program, and he's treated it like it's Maryland basketball.
Well, to your point, they've decided that it doesn't have to be a loser for them. It doesn't have to be a revenue loser. Like, it might not be a massive revenue gainer, but it doesn't have to be a revenue loser.
Here's what I would say. If you take, I don't even know what they have, 25 kids on the team. I assume, I don't know how soccer works, but I assume he's 80% scholarshiped. In other words, he can spread that money.
High level, yeah.
That's what I would think.
Okay.
I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
He might only have 10.
Yeah, I doubt it. I don't think it's
But
that,
I think he's probably got more like, how many got 11 to 14? He probably has 11 to 14 full scholarships, but I could be way off on this. But my point being, I bet you soccer's not a money loser at Maryland. And if it is, it's very, very close. Very close.
Oh, I believe that.
Like
I believe
football.
Well, and
is
they would
a
also
total,
say
now forget the $52 million they get when I say what I'm about to say. Football, without the influx of the TV money, football at Maryland is a total loser.
Well, would be a loser, but that's you can't just say other
No,
than all of the money it makes, it doesn't make any money.
No, it does. But football doesn't make the money. The TV network gives
it
them
has
the
to
money.
exist to make the money.
Right.
That's the point of
But
it.
this thing, Maryland, I bet you Maryland soccer is not that significant of a money loser for them.
Well, and what they would say
It's
is
a cheap sport.
It's also beneficial for trying to get kids that aren't soccer players but that are international,
right,
and saying, here's why you want to come to Maryland. This thing that you love, it's vibrant.
I don't know
here.
enough about the whole landscape of college soccer to say this, but I'll say it. Like, they're a top 10 college soccer program in the country.
It might be closer to top 5.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they are Notre Dame. If we started reeling off the college football, who are the top 10 in college football? Like
Alabama, Ohio State,
right?
And
Notre Dame, Oregon.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna because of the money, right?
No, if it's money, then Texas, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But they're that in college soccer. They're that. Maryland is that, and he's built it. He's built it through culture, and you've got to have two things. You have to have the support of the athletic program to say to you, if your plan, this happened to me at Calvert Hall, obviously on a much smaller scale. When I took the golf job at Calvert Hall, Lou said to me, "I want golf to be very important here, and I want our golf program to be the best in the conference." He didn't say that to the other coach. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. Golf just wasn't that important. But that's what he said to me, and I said, okay, well, that's what I like to hear. Because when I was at the other school, they didn't care about golf. So when you have when you have the athletic director and the principal and the president of the school saying to you, we want whatever sport, it could be rugby, could be golf, could be squash, we want that to be the best, that gives you the freedom then to do some things that, maybe you otherwise wouldn't do in terms of bringing in the right kind of kids, disciplining them when you need to, and it's all about the culture of the program. And he's been there. He was there when I was there. He was there. I talked to him about players. Yeah. So he's been at Maryland since the mid-'90s, right?
Yep. Oh, maybe, 90. I think
at
he's been there.
least.
He's definitely been there 30. I think it might be 32.
I know I talked to him about players.
I think it might be 32 years now.
Yeah. I bet you, because I know in 95, 96, 97, I was talking to him
30.
about.
His first year was 93.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess it would make it his 33rd season.
So this is, that's kind of crazy now, right? When you think about that, right? Like that's kind of nuts.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yep.
They've put together an incredible program.
Yep.
And in fairness, so is the lacrosse thing.
Yep.
The remarkable thing about Maryland sports,
other than the ones that everybody cares about.
Well, basketball, this guy will get this fixed. He'll get this fixed.
Okay.
He will.
Big win over Wagner.
What do you think fixed?
Oh, they win last night?
They did. What do you think fixed
What was the final
means?
of that?
Wait, this is a
They
genuine.
won, I think by at least 25.
What do you think fixed?
They win by 18.5?
Yes.
Okay,
You're
it's
good.
all good.
Yeah. What do you think fixed means?
Well, they'll win 2 national. No, they'll fixed is they will be an annual, as long as he's there. There will be an annual NCAA second weekend team with him at the helm. If they give him 5 years to do
I
this.
would give you that they could be an annual NCAA tournament team. I don't know that I can give you they'll be an annual NCAA.
Well, that's because I like the team and you don't.
I think that this guy has a ceiling. I think we've got enough of a track record to know what he can do and what he can't do. Like, I mean, it's not like somebody who's an up-and-comer.
But it is remarkable at Maryland that they have one of the top 5 lacrosse programs in the country, maybe top 10, but
no, in lacrosse,
top
5.
2. Yeah, well,
they play Memorial Day weekend
okay, but hold
every
on.
year.
I'm not necessarily talking about on the field. I don't know how many top lacrosse players still view Maryland.
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
Well, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
But they have a top 5 lacrosse program, top 5 soccer program.
Mm-hmm.
But the other programs,
the ones
the
that
football
yes.
is top 200. So we got that going for us.
Oh, there was a great tweet.
Which
yesterday.
is nice.
So they put out the first, you know what the net rankings are in college basketball?
Yeah, we were 200 there, right?
I
did see that.
So somebody tweeted out, so Maryland yesterday was ranked 200 in the initial net
see that.
rankings that were put out. Wagner was ranked 198. So there's this great tweet that said,
That's pretty funny.
I think, I'm just going to say it right now, I think we can go shock the world and pull off the upset.
Oh, man.
I wish I could remember who tweeted it because it was a dynamite tweet. It was really well
but
done.
I like this guy. I really do. I think they're going to be okay down there basketball-wise.
You are far higher on him than I am.
I don't know about football.
We'll see. I hope he proves to be. He's got a
Everybody keeps using Indiana, right, as the barometer.
That's one.
But I mean,
That's
saying
one.
Everyone keeps saying that, right? Indiana
is proof that anybody could just turn it around. You've got one.
Right.
You have one.
Yeah, it's not like New Mexico State's doing it.
No.
And Pepperdine.
I mean, I guess Vanderbilt is, another argument, but it is still the SEC that we're talking about. It is still a different
And Vanderbilt
world.
might go 4-8 next year.
I mean, maybe. I mean, they got.
But that's what I mean.
They got a nice. They got one of the top 5.
Hey, where
players
is
in the
Lane
country.
Kiffin going?
All right, quickly.
Have you ever seen anything like
hang
that?
on a second. All right, I want to talk about those 2 things with you.
Okay.
I got 2 things I want to talk about with you because then we got.
don't want to talk about.
We got to talk to Zack Britton today too.
Oh yeah.
We got that to go. Game Day Men's Health.
want me to ask
Owings
him
Mills,
the
Frederick,
obvious
and Columbia. What is the obvious question for Zack
you
Britton?
know what it is.
No, I actually want to know. What is it?
You know what it is, dog.
I don't know. What is the obvious question?
A lot of weird injuries.
Oh. That's what you think the obvious question is?
I mean, maybe. And why'd you change your name?
Okay, well that's a better one.
Like, what'd you get out of that?
You might be dealing with just feeling sluggish and run down as a man of a certain age. I thought I might be low T. I went over. I got a free testosterone test from Game Day Men's Health. They said, nope, that's not the issue. I said, all right, well, then I guess I'll just suffer. And they said, no, you won't because we're going to put you on peptide proteins. And I said, what's that? They said, it's simple. And it has completely changed my life. I mean, it's not me doing – it's not like a miracle drug. I'm not suddenly going to go, hit a golf club.
You're not suddenly
400
Bradley
yards.
Cooper.
Yeah, right? But when I wake up in the morning, I don't go through a production of and make the noises that I was making.
Oh, you got to definitely cut that for a commercial.
There you go. We have another one that we did, actually.
With me saying
no, it was the Tony Romo noise. Do you remember that? Oh yeah, what did we ever do with the Drew?
Me saying
Drew
saying
you
said
I'm a woman. I know. I know.
You're
a woman. I know. Whatever did we do with that? I do want that around more frequently.
By the way, there was
you
a really.
A woman.
I know I am.
There you go.
By the way, there was a funny.
Glad we've done a lot.
There was a funny thing the other day in the Nance Romo broadcast in Pittsburgh.
I can't even get Griffin to pay attention during the segment, more or less, to know when to drop the clip in.
There was 2 minutes left in the game. There was not even that. I don't remember the timing, but Nance said it's 3rd and 11, and
yeah, that's Romo. That's what I sounded like when I woke up in the morning.
Nance goes, it's 3rd and 11, and the Bills have a the Bills have a decision to make. They're going to call timeout and talk it over, and Romo just butts in and goes, they're not talking about anything. They're going to they're going to run the ball for 3 yards. He'll kill the clock, kick a field goal, and that'll be the end of the game. And Nance is like, oh, they are? Okay. And that's exactly what they did. Like,
you can't make this more interesting than it is.
Romo's like, they're not doing anything except taking a timeout, and then they're going to run 3 yards. And he had the whole thing mapped out.
You can't make it more interesting than it is.
What a savant he is.
Peptide proteins have been great for me. You might be dealing with performance issues in the bedroom. You might be dealing with just stubborn belly fat that won't come off. Give them a call. Owings Mills, 443-264-4454. Columbia, 443-266-3505. Frederick, 240-931-3717. GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
I love how they say stubborn body fat like you're talking to it.
Like,
why don't
go
you
away now? Go! No! Like dealing with my 10-year-old and telling him to clean his room.
My body fat's not stubborn at all. Yeah. It's happy to be here.
And chilling. Yes. We're part
it's
of
not
you
stubborn.
Yeah. So the Lane Kiffin thing, the only part
it's an outrage.
Okay, this is the part.
I mean, come on.
But it's no more outrageous than anything else about college football.
No doubt. It all sucks.
All of college football is outrageous.
It's disgraceful.
All of it is. It's.
I love that he said to Ole Miss, hey, I might want to still coach.
Right. Well, but you know the funny part is, and I brought this up with Griffin, don't get me wrong, there's no world in which he should be able to coach. I agree with that. And yet
they let the offensive coordinator go back there.
That is that too, Charlie Weiss's son. And then add to it, there will be a team in the playoff that will be coached by someone who has already quit the team.
Right.
Because whatever the group of five, there's 3 teams that could still be the group of 5 team that makes the playoff.
No doubt.
All of the teams that are still alive, all of their coaches have already quit. Bob Chesney from James Madison is the coach at UCLA now.
Right.
John Summerall from Tulane is now the coach at Florida. And what's-his-face at North Texas is the coach at Oklahoma State.
And Penn State doesn't have a coach yet.
That's the I
applied.
Of it.
Yeah. I did. I went online and applied just to see if I could get an interview.
Give me a call. We'll talk, right?
The thing at LSU is an outrage that the NCAA allows these schools to talk to people while the games are still going on.
Correct.
It's how they can't figure this out is beyond me. And the same thing, part of this is...
Well, they're not allowed to enforce any rules.
But part of
this is on them, though.
Right, but part of this goes back to what's going on with the players, and I'm not blaming the players either. But because the players are going to get into the portal on the day the portal was open.
Correct.
No matter what you think, well, we're going to open it up on December 15th. But these young men would never enter the portal while they're still playing.
Right.
You can't make the portal open
until the
while the season's going on.
But this is what they'll say.
And
today,
the same with the coaches.
Drew, today is National Signing Day. So all these schools will say, we need to have a coach in place for National Signing Day.
Make National Signing Day January the 15th.
Seems simple enough to me.
It's very simple.
Seems
how you allow these coaches to wander around the country while the games are still being played is beyond me.
It's wild, Jack.
It's insane.
It is wild.
And
Jack.
The fact that Kiffin said he went in front of the players and said, I want to be here, but they won't let me stay. And the players are like, you want to be here? You just flew to Baton Rouge.
Adios.
Did you see them all crushing them yesterday on Twitter?
I did see a
They're
lot
like,
of that yesterday.
It didn't sound like this earlier this week.
The other part that I thought was hilarious, and I didn't watch any of the press. I'm told that in the press conference he said it again. I saw his interview with Marty Smith on Sunday night.
Oh, at the airport?
And when he attempted to throw Pete Carroll under the bus for why he had to leave. He did it again in the press conference. Well, I reached out to people that I respect.
Pete told me you got to go.
Pete Carroll told me that your dad would do this.
Yeah, your dead father would do this.
So you have to. Because he can't just own up and say, yeah, I quit the team. That's what it is.
They offer me...
Just say what it is.
$15 million?
Oh, he said, I don't know. I swear to God, this is another thing he said in the press conference. I don't know how much my contract is.
Right. My agent does. But I have no idea how much I'm making.
Well, that could be a stipulation. I mean, he's planning to win. If he
wins
wins 10
Lane,
games, it's
Lane, I got you in there. You got $250,000. You were making $7 million at Ole Miss. Sorry, you had to take a haircut.
Well, I don't care about that. It's just about Pete Carroll told me I had to go.
I hope they go 2-9 there. The guy is a moron. But he's doing it. He's doing exactly what the system allows for him to do.
Well, this is the way it works.
And then he said to all of his coaches, if you don't get on a plane with me, you don't have a job.
Correct. By the way, Kalani Sitake was about to do the same thing.
It's
until
unreal.
BYU came in with more money. He was about to do the exact same thing with his team set to play for a championship
It's
this
incredible.
weekend and to get in the playoff. He was about to quit and go to Penn State.
It's incredible.
I can't help but laugh at Penn State. I just can't. I can't help but
They
laugh
can't get
at
a coach.
It only because I
Did
have
you see the recruiting class is like the 5th worst in
yeah,
the
it's like
country?
lower than Harvard's.
It's terrible.
They had another
There's 5
kid flip
kids.
today. Yeah.
What? They don't have a coach. Who's supposed? What are they doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's
so.
just-
The only reason why it's particularly hilarious to me is because I have so many Penn State people in my life who, when the whole thing started, I said, just hire Matt Rule, right? Like, he's a Penn State guy. But they're like, you can't fire James. You fire James Franklin because you need to knock this out of the park. I'm like, who do you think you're getting?
Yeah, you're not.
Like,
You're not.
who do you think? There's
With
one.
all due respect, I can't even believe I'm saying this. Like, this sounds like the worst thing you could say. You're actually not getting anyone better than James Franklin.
Probably.
You're not.
I mean, realistically speaking,
Until he is, yeah.
Yeah, until you can take a lottery ticket on a guy who might be better
James
than
Franklin lost 3 games in a row, and they fired him.
It's true. I mean, look, man, I get it. They have plenty of evidence.
Hopefully he learned his lesson.
James Franklin in big games, I understand. Like, I understand why they made the decision they made. I get it.
Right.
But the notion was just find the guy that's willing to take the job, that's a decent hire, and stop thinking that you're going to get.
Jay Durkin's available.
He is available. That's
Nope,
true.
he
Nearly
wants
beat
it.
Alabama.
He wants that job.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure
Like,
he does.
it's.
He's only killed one kid, so
No, that was a rumor.
there you go. There you go. That's what we got. I can't help but laugh at Penn State. Like,
It is-
just because
it is hilarious.
It's so detached
It's
from reality of how this
hilarious.
works. Like, you don't just get to say anybody wants to be the coach at Penn State. Like, no, they all have jobs.
And they are. I mean, it is a players' league. They're going 3-9 next year.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean they're going.
Probably.
They're going 1-7 in the conference or whatever the.
I mean, if they promote the interim coach, then they probably at least get to keep a good percentage of the roster they have.
Maybe they
And
almost lost to Rutgers.
I understand.
Oh, that's right. So did we.
Yeah, we actually lost to Rutgers. That's
a good football team.
He didn't almost lose to Rutgers. Maryland did lose to Rutgers.
Yeah, but that was a fluke. It was up there.
That's a great point. If it had been at home, they might have almost
Like
lost
last
to
year, which wait.
Shut up.
All right. Yeah, we haven't talked at all about Ryan Helsley quickly. You wanted him to sign Ryan Helsley,
I did.
apparently.
It's fine. It's fine. It's a good signing. I mean, I don't like.
I can't say
I
it's
don't
a good
like
signing.
The player opt-out thing, but it is what it is, right? I mean,
there is twofold. I still need to know if Ryan Helsley can be the.
yeah, we don't want the one in August and September with the Mets.
The problem is, like,
Right.
trust me, I wanted Ryan Helsley a million
Does it
times.
concern
the
you
last
at all
couple
that he's
years.
never pitched in the American League, or does that not bother you anymore?
That part doesn't concern me.
Okay.
It concerns.
It used to be a problem.
It concerns me that everybody thinks the answer is pitch tipping, and you would think, like, then just stop doing the pitch tipping,
Right.
and then that would be fixed. It concerns me that everybody's answer was we're going to convert him to a starter, right? Like,
Yeah, I don't see that.
how would that? I can't figure out what they have in Ryan Helsley. The option thing, yeah, it bothers me, but it largely just bothers me because you would just want to see the Orioles give out a multi-year effing contract. Like, you just want to see
Yeah, but
them do
I
it.
wouldn't want. It's not my money, so I don't give a hoot. But I don't want to see them give him 4 years.
I'm
and
not saying
$40
for
million
I,
or whatever.
But I would have done that for Edwin Diaz.
Yeah, sure.
That I just want to see. That's the part of you. You just want to see the Orioles.
What did the guy get from the Yankees just now?
Devin,
they overpaid.
Oh no, not Devin Williams. He
Yeah,
went
yeah,
to-
yeah. 3 years, $50 million.
Was that what it was?
For him? He's terrible.
I just want to see them give out an actual compete with other teams. Compete with a team for a
But
player.
I do like what they've done so far in the offseason, with an asterisk, of course. If somehow Grayson Rodriguez develops into a frontline guy in 2 years, it's the risk you take.
We're gonna feel a way about
but
it.
I like what they've done so far. I do. And they still have stuff to do, but I like what they've done.
I don't know
I
how
like the
they've.
team.
I don't know how they've definitively made themselves better.
Well, okay. Ward is going to help them. I think this year, Ward will help them more than Rodriguez would have.
This is different. Let me make sure I'm saying this the right
And it's
way.
hard to
I understand.
compare apples
I understand what you're saying. I'm saying I still don't think they're caught up to where they were at the midway point of 2024.
Okay. When they all went to tank.
And
Right.
and they still needed to be better than that. Like at the midway point of 2024, they needed to acquire players to be better to go try to win a championship. I don't think today.
I think they're going to trade Mountcastle.
For what? What are they getting for Ryan Mountcastle?
Valdez, maybe.
Caesar Valdez. The
Is
dead fish.
Is this Caesar's?
Yeah.
Does the real Caesar live here?
Right.
I think they're going to package Mountcastle in someone.
When you say package Mountcastle, who is taking Ryan
you hate
Mountcastle?
Ryan Mountcastle.
No, I like Ryan
I think
Mountcastle.
the
I'm
Blue
asking
Jays would
what
love
the
to have him.
Why?
Because
does
he hits
mash,
580 there.
Yeah, okay, there is that, I guess.
Maybe we'll get Santander back.
180 everywhere.
This is the point. Like, Taylor Ward is not as good as Taylor Ward, even at his best as a power hitter, was not as good as Anthony Santander.
Okay.
That's my issue. I don't think you're as good as you were when you weren't good enough. I need to know how you're going to be better than that. And to me, I don't even think you're as good as you were when you weren't good enough. That's the issue that I have. It's not an issue with any of the particular moves. I think the moves are fine.
Right.
But Ryan Helsley, at his best, is as good as Felix Bautista. I don't know if he's maybe not quite as good as Felix
think he's
Bautista.
as good as Bautista.
But he's got pretty electric stuff. It's very close.
For sure.
But I also don't know if he's at his best.
Right.
Taylor Ward at his best has not been as good as Anthony Santander. Tell me where you're better.
What a hater.
It's not a hater. It's I need to know. Like, you can tell me.
I'd offer Mountcastle for Yamamoto.
Would you?
And see if.
Would you?
I
got
would.
anything to plug? You wanna?
I would.
Got
Just to
any-
see if they do it.
Yeah, just can't hurt to call. All right.
He'd make
Can't-
52
can't-
starts.
Like, it's like you asking how Jennifer Aniston, right? Like,
He'd
it
pitch
can't
every
hurt to
third
try.
day for the Orioles. Set a new record.
Every day.
52 starts.
Every day. They're like, he just started yesterday. They're like, yeah, well, we're going to see.
Who are they getting?
Who?
Dodgers.
The Dodgers, Tucker.
They getting him?
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they?
Right. And who's he playing in place of? Kiki?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a very logical spot
Right.
for him.
So
Like, it's
Tucker.
some. They just,
And they got to
just
get
tell-
one more guy.
Wait, like, let them.
They got to get one more guy.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting
getting
Valdez.
Frommer,
Yeah. I mean, they
missed out on
got
Cease.
rid of
They got-
Kershaw,
Yeah.
so Valdez just flips right in.
Suarez, maybe.
We need a lefty.
Right.
You know they're getting two players.
I know that. All right.
Or 10.
I gotta do tidbit tubular, and we gotta talk to Zach.
They're
Britton.
pretty good,
My
Dodgers.
brother wanted a tidbit for Drew.
God
Yeah.
sakes.
He said, can you
Your
name...
brother's a good man.
Yeah, I know he is. Thanks. Thanks.
Yep.
He wanted to know how many of the Doobie brothers you can name.
The
How many of the
Doobie Brothers?
Brothers?
Yeah.
Who can name more than one Doobie brother?
Yeah, Michael McDonald.
That's the one.
That
Can you
would
name
be-
any others?
Who could possibly name another Doobie brother?
My brother thought Drew
No.
could. So.
But I will tell you this:
guy can sing.
you put their 12
Oh, my
best
God.
songs
Oh my
on a
God.
greatest hits CD.
What a fool
It's
believes.
take it easy there now.
That
They're
song's
pretty
a
good.
Jam.
Their best 12 songs are pretty good.
There's nobody's
No,
arguing with
pretty
that
good.
part. But who could name what human
He
being can
thought
name
Drew
a
might be
second
able to.
Doobie brother?
He thought Drew
Where
might
are
be
they
able to.
from?
Dave,
are they a Jacksonville?
Dave Doobie.
Are they a
Dave
Jacksonville?
Doobie. There's
I
a
think they're
Dave.
California.
There's a Dave.
Are they?
I
I
think
thought they were
are.
Jacksonville.
I think they're California.
No, you know who I'm thinking of?
Leonard Skinner's.
Leonard Skinner.
Jacksonville, right? That's
Yeah.
what I think.
Tom Petty too.
San Jose.
He's Gainesville.
They're from San Jose.
Yeah.
Doobie Brothers. Okay.
All right, I gotta go. You want to stay? You want to go? What do you want to do?
What?
Do
You
you
mean
want to
stay-
do tidbit and tubular, or do you want to duck out?
No. I just wanted to tell his brother. I mean, any moron knows. Tom Johnston, Patrick Simmons, John McPhee. Come on. Ask me something next week that I don't know.
We'll come back in, get a tidbit, get tubular, and talk to Zach Britton. That's
Ask me a
next.
real question.
Drew
See ya.
Forrester.
The weather's getting cooler, so when you and your family are picking out a place to dine, be it lunch or dinner, let's make it nice and easy. Now, with two great locations, the Costas Inn remains your #1 destination. Whether you want to get steamed crabs in the full Costas menu out at the original location at 4100 North Point Boulevard, or sample the complete menu minus the steamed crabs at the new location above the grandstand at the Timonium Racetrack. Costas is your place to go. Check out the website costasin.com for a look at the menu, and if you want to plan that crab feast, call 410-477-1975. The Costas Inn.
Get in the game with Volo Sports. With over 15 sports to choose from, join a league or grab a Volo membership for discounted play, free daily pickups, fitness classes, and exclusive events. But the best part? A portion of every league fee helps the Volo Kids Foundation provide free sports to over 5,000 kids across Baltimore City each year. Don't miss out. Early pricing for the winter season ends December 12th. Final registration deadline is January 15th. Sign up now at volosports.com/Baltimore.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
The latest edition of Press Box is available now. On the cover, Don Marcus profiles new Maryland Athletic Director Jim Smith, breaking down the challenge he faces in his new role and the unique background he brings to the job. Also inside, Brandon Schwartzberg takes an in-depth look at Orioles outfielder Dylan Beavers. And we meet college basketball players from all the programs around the state before the season gets underway. Press Box is available for free at over 250 locations throughout the region. And starting this month, you can find us at Baltimore area High's Dairy Store locations. Plus, you can read the entire issue online at PressBoxOnline.com, where you can also find great betting advice and the best daily coverage of the Orioles, Ravens, and Terps.
Get ready to hit the ultimate holiday jackpot at Live Casino during the live action $1 million giveaway. Every Friday through December 26th, we'll draw 25 lucky cash winners, but only one winner each Friday will advance to the final rounds on December 26th, where you could win $1 million in just 3 spins. Come make your million, only at Live Casino. At Erndale Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Feeling sluggish, unfocused, or not like yourself? It could be low testosterone. At Game Day Men's Health, we specialize in testosterone replacement therapy to help men boost energy, improve mood, and regain confidence. Our treatments, including testosterone cypionate, are safe, natural, and tailored to fit your lifestyle with weekly injections or pellet therapy. Get started today with a free testosterone test and feel the difference. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Game Day Men's Health, where men reclaim their game.
Contrary to what some people believe, I actually like this guy when he sleeps. Glenn Clark, talking sports.
All right, thanks again to Drew for stopping by today, I think. I'm not sure what just happened. I have a headache. Project Game Day returns this Sunday. We'll be with you following Baltimore-Pittsburgh. Myself, Rita, KZ, Stetka, Griffin, and former Ravens linebacker Tyus Bowser. Come hang out with us, PressBoxOnline.com/GameDay. It's all brought to you by Game Day Men's Health, 1-800-GAMBLER, HelpMyGamblingProblem.org, the Costas Inn, and Live Casino and Hotel. Continue to get me your responses for Would You Rather Wednesday. Someone is winning a Flock Yeah t-shirt just for participating. At Glenn Clark Radio, Facebook, Twitter, and Blue Sky. Just respond to one. If it's a legitimate answer, you're in. Let's get a tidbit. Tidbit is brought to you by the Stan the Fan Variety Hour. If you missed Stan, Luke Jackson, and Katie Woo from The Athletic, they got together yesterday. Woo, 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 Katie Woo. Apparently some of you haven't seen the Mighty Ducks 2, and it shows.
Why would I need to watch another after the perfect? They're not going to be able to top Mighty Ducks.
D2 was phenomenal.
Was it?
Phenomenal. They went to the Junior Goodwill games. It was phenomenal. Keenan Thompson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What you know about D2, the Mighty Ducks?
Not enough.
It should.
Yeah.
Woo, 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 Kenny Woo, they said.
I'm more of a quack. Quack.
Don't get me wrong.
Quack.
Don't get me wrong.
Quack.
Quack, quack, Mr. Ducks. What the hell was his name? Gold. I don't remember the guy's name, the old man's name from the first one. But, yeah, you can watch that Facebook.com/PressBoxSports, YouTube.com/PressBoxOnline, or PressBoxOnline.com/video. As always, Stan's shows brought to you by the Costas Inn and the new Costas Inn, open in Timonium. All right, what you got?
So we were talking about the Giants. Jackson Dart had his 5th game through just 8 starts. 5th game with at least 1 passing touchdown and rushing touchdown. Second most by a player through his first 10 career games. The first 10 career starts.
Lamar?
No.
First 10 starts. RG3.
Not RG3.
Okay. Mahomes.
Not Mahomes.
Allen. All right. Give me the numbers one more time.
1 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown.
In each?
In it's the second most. So Dart's done it in 5 of his first 10 career starts, even though he's only started 8 games. But it's
Michael
the
Vick.
most. Most is 6 through 10 starts. With the
Michael
passing
Vick.
touchdown. Not Michael Vick.
Jalen Hurts.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. All right, give me something. My God, it's
you're,
12:45.
close. Yeah, I mean,
I
you're
can't
gonna
keep
get
doing
it.
this. No, just
Yeah.
give me something.
It's one name.
Jaden Daniels.
No.
What the F? Dude, I can't do this for 3 hours.
Well, I'm trying to
Cam
think of a
Newton.
hint with. Yes, there you go.
All right, I should have said that earlier.
Yeah,
That's on
yeah.
me.
Cam
I do
Newton.
acknowledge.
Cam Newton,
I should have said that
games
earlier.
With a
That's
passing
my
touchdown
fault.
and a rushing touchdown through his
right.
first 10 career
All right.
starts. Dart will try to tie him on Sunday.
All right, very good. Lord. Tubular. It's brought to you. We're not supposed to be doing 2-hour shows. I want to talk to Zach Britton.
We
though.
got a lot done today.
Did we? Are you sure?
I think so.
Are you sure? I never
We're
know.
about to get a lot done in the
I never know with him. Tubular is brought to you by the print issue of Press Box. Final few weeks and really into days at this point for this print issue of Press Box before we make way for the annual Best of issue with our Mo Gabba Sports Person on the Year. So go get it at your Baltimore area High's Dairy stores right now. And, of course, you can also read it for free. You can pick it up for free or read it for free at PressBoxOnline.com. Lots of local teams in action tonight. UMBC's at Georgetown, 8 o'clock on True TV. Monumental for Loyola and Hampton at 7, or if you live elsewhere, you can pay for it on Flow Sports. Speaking of paying for it on Flow Sports, Towson back home against Cornell at 7. That's a good game.
It is.
But
Gotta
unfortunately,
go in person.
you gotta go. The Maryland women host Mount St. Mary's tonight at 7 on Big Ten Network Plus. ESPN Plus, Coppin at West Virginia at 7. Navy at Delaware State at 7 as well. Lots of great hoops last night. Unfortunately,
Well,
Duke.
Yeah, Florida came out roaring
Yep.
back.
And then what's his face hits the 3 at the end.
The guy that he was like 0 for 8.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Before that shot.
Carolina beats Kentucky, and Kansas beat UConn.
No,
the other way
UConn
around.
went into
UConn.
fog, yeah.
That's right.
Went
Yes,
into
that's
fog
right.
down and,
UConn beat
yes,
Kansas,
yes.
and the fans were chanting Dan Hurley or F Dan Hurley or something like that, and then he went in and beat him. I do remember now. I'm sorry, my brain. Big Ten hoops tonight: Indiana, Minnesota at 7, Northwestern, Wisconsin at 9, and UCLA, Washington at 11. All on BTN. Louisville, Arkansas, 7:15. NC State, Auburn, 9:15 on ESPN as part of the challenge. Non-sports highlights: so the Capitals and Sharks at 10 on Monumental. If you care about that.
Wow, yeah, a lot going on local tonight. Nothing really non-sports wise.
Okay.
Survivor, of course. Prime Video has a new Christmas movie. Oh, What Fun!
Sure.
With Michelle Pfeiffer.
Okay.
And Chloe Grace Moretz and Felicity Jones.
All right then.
Dennis Leary's in it.
I like Dennis Leary.
Yeah.
He did a show on Fox.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know when it's coming back.
I don't
Or
think
if
it is.
Oh, really?
I don't think it is, man.
Gosh,
that
what was it called?
the show,
Yeah, 'cause
the
I
Army
watched-
show.
yeah.
It was fun. It was a fun. Danny Pudi was in it.
Going Dutch.
Going Dutch. It was a fun show. It was very watchable, but I guess it's just dead. I guess that's the way that it works. Or they'll bring it back mid-season for and burn off 10 episodes, and that'll be, I don't know. It's very annoying. But that was a good show. All right. Thanks today to.
No, apparently it was at least announced in May. It said that Going Dutch did get renewed.
All right.
I don't know.
I hope so. I liked it. Thanks to Drew. Thanks to Dan Graziano from ESPN. Thanks to Albi
Ndrenika.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Maryland, and to Zack Britton, who we're about to hear from. We'll get it all up in the greatest hits section of the
Kimmel is going to have John Cena and Drewski.
tab at glennclarkradio.com. Tomorrow on the program, Jackson Campbell from Navy is going to join us tomorrow. Patrick Stevens will, of course, join us to talk college hoops, and we will make picks with KZ, stuff and things on the program tomorrow. Thanks to everybody at PressBox, all of our great sponsors and partners, including Volo Sports, Game Day Men's Health, Costas Inn, CountySports.zone, your local Toyota dealer, buyatoyota.com, Live Casino and Hotel Maryland, the Baltimore area High's Dairy Stores, Nick's Fish House, and more. Thanks to Griffin at Griffin_Bass. Follow us Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Glenn Clark Radio. Have a great Wednesday evening. Go all of the local teams, UMBC, Towson, Loyola, Coppin, Navy, all of them.
Mount St. Mary's. Yeah.
Mount St. Mary's, Maryland women, the whole deal. Duke sucks.
Capitals.
They're not local team. Duke sucks. We wrap up today's show. We had to do this a little bit earlier on, but this man was excited about Ryan Helsley, so we want to talk about it. He is former Orioles closer, Zack Britton. Man, it's always fun to have our next guest back on the show. One of our favorites, the man who was the author of one of the most devastating pitches in baseball history, and now a guy who's apparently very high on the Orioles picking up Ryan Helsley, as I saw him tweet the following over the weekend. Really, really like this move. If he is close to 2022, 2025 St. Louis version, this is a great deal for the Orioles. Joining us now, he is Orioles legend, Mr. Zack Britton. He's back with us here on GCR. Zach, it's Glenn. It's always great to catch up, man. Thank you for taking the time for us.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me on.
So, first of all, I just want to get caught up with you. Like, what's going on in your world? What are you up to these days? Like, are you just, like, fishing? Like, what does life have for you at this point?
Oh, man, I am packed. Schedule's packed with 4 kids.
Yeah.
They're getting older. You know, the main reason why I decided to retire when I did. So just really busy with them, and then figured I'd throw some opinions out there on social media and see what happens. I've done some media, here and there, but been getting a lot of people asking me about certain things, so I figured might as well just share my opinion on my own social media network.
I dig it, man. I think it's awesome. I love that you're doing it. I was going to say, like, are you the type that would rather be doing that from the comfort of your home than showing up to a game and putting on, like a polo with the team logo on it? Like, would you rather just be doing your own thing that way?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think, since I decided to stop playing because the travel with the family, it's only been, 2 or 3 years since I stopped playing. So I think that the travel is difficult when you have a young family. Like I said, main reason why I decided to stop playing. So I'm not so sure that would go over so well
I wanted
with the family.
I mean, I can understand why, like, that maybe your wife would be like, yeah, we got 4 kids. Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, it's busy.
Have you talked to Buck at all about Craig Albernaz? Like, have you had a conversation with him? Because I think a lot of us, you never know when a new manager comes in, if anybody's going to stay over from the staff. So I thought it was really cool that it worked out that way. Do you have any knowledge of Craig at all, and like any impressions that maybe Buck has passed along to you about what this might look like?
Yeah, I don't know him much. Just the name a little bit here and there. I know my brother's had multiple conversations with him, especially now that his contract is finalized there as third base coach. But overall, I haven't really asked him too much. I'm sure they're talking a lot and trying to figure out this roster. And since I played, I understand like the dynamic of the team and the coaches, and I try to leave my brother alone when it comes to that stuff. And if he reaches out for advice or whatever, then we talk. And as the season gets going, we communicate a lot more about the day-to-day things that are going on. But I know that he's introduced himself, spoken to Albernaz. I think they played against each other in the minors, so there's some history there, or coached or something like that. So I know that they've had at least some interaction prior to him getting the job.
Can you speak to why it's important for a new manager to try to retain some of this? Someone would say, well, hey, why wouldn't you just want that guy bringing in all of his own guys, right? Like, can you speak to why it might be important to keep some of the staff from a manager that you had thought you needed to fire the last time around?
Yeah, I think it depends on the environment that the coaches create. I think if you're a new manager, like your first managing gig especially, you do want to have people around you that you're familiar and you're comfortable with, friends or people that maybe he's played with or coached with, throughout his career. When I'm talking about Albernaz, I think it's important because you want your message to be sent clearly. And sometimes, not all the time, but if you keep a lot of coaches from the previous staff, there might be mixed messages sent, and that's not what you want. But I think in my brother's situation, or anybody that they retain, Drew French, a great example too. You also want to know, you talk to the players, right? When you get hired, and you're like, hey, like, who are the guys you work well with? Like, who do you appreciate as a coach? Who communicates well? Like, who do you want to be around? Because ultimately, the players the buck stops with them at the end of the day. You need them to perform. The coaches only do so much. The manager can only do so much. The players have to play up to their potential. And, if you surround those guys with a good coaching staff, people that they like working with, people that are positive to them, then ultimately that's your goal as a manager coming in. And I think the people that they retained, I think if you talk to the players, there's a reason why they were retained. They like working with those guys. Like I said, as a former player, you knew the guys on the staff that you're like, man, I want this guy to stay around. Like I love working with them every single day. They bring up positive energy every day. They're even keel, through the ups and downs of a season. So it is important to keep those guys. But I don't think that you should just keep guys to keep guys.
This is my last one. Then we're going to talk about Ryan Helsley.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us thought the Orioles needed a manager with experience, with like real cachet. And admittedly, Zach, as you would imagine, we still have that like Buck Showalter showed up one day and winning and culture just sort of showed up with him. And it just felt like he carried that type of big stick. And we were all enamored by it and thinking that a team that has been close but took a step back could use that type of big stick manager. Can someone who's never managed before have that type of cachet? Can they walk in on day one and demand accountability and have that respect and reverence that a Buck Showalter seemed to have on day one when he showed up in Baltimore?
Absolutely. I think you've seen it around the game. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Aaron Boone is a good example with the Yankees. Went from playing to doing some media to managing. And beyond Buck Showalter, that was my only other manager. He had been managing the Yankees for a few years when I got traded. But, yeah, absolutely. A guy can come in. And, just because you haven't managed doesn't necessarily mean that you don't know what the job description is as a manager. I mean, Albernaz has, been a bench coach. He's seen it. He's managed, I'm sure, a handful of games when maybe Voigt got ejected or something like that, right? But ultimately, yes, I think you can walk into a room, you can expect accountability. You can hold the players to a certain standard if you've never managed. And my favorite thing, sometimes when people say, well, you lack experience, right? And in my head, I'm like, well, you only get experience if you get the opportunity to get experience, right? Like if I've never managed, is that my fault? Mm-hmm. Well, maybe I just haven't had the chance. And, I think that's the thing. Doesn't mean that he's not qualified. Doesn't mean he's not going to be a great manager. He just hadn't had the chance yet. And now he's got a chance. And, I'm looking forward to see. He's got a great reputation throughout the game. A lot of people texted me when he got hired and was like, man, I think this is a really good move. I think Mike Elias has got a good pulse on the players, talking with his coaches and talking with the players. I think he's got a good pulse. And ultimately, they made this decision. And like I said, I don't think you have to have an experienced manager. I think those days are gone where everyone assumed that if the guy hadn't managed for 5, 6, 7 years, that it was bad news. I just think that's not necessarily the fact or the case anymore.
He is Zack Britton. He is with us here on Glenn Clark Radio. So, Zach, one of the reasons we called you is because I couldn't agree more with what you said about Ryan Helsley, and I think it's the way that a lot of us feel, right? Like, you look at this and you say, my God, if you can get the version of Ryan Helsley that we saw before he got to New York, this is exactly what the Orioles need with Felix Bautista's sideline. The problem being, do we know that we can get that guy? And so how do we make sense of what happened to Ryan Helsley in New York? And I know everybody talks about pitch tipping, but like why it would just suddenly show up then and wouldn't have showed up before. Like, how do you make sense of what happened there and what version of Ryan Helsley the Orioles might be getting this season?
Yeah, I think that's the ultimate question, right? I mean, it's not that they got him at, a big discount. $14 million for the closers is still top of the market. And he's got that opt out as well. So, if he does really well, you might only have him for 1 year. Mm-hmm. But ultimately for me, when you're looking at the guys that were available, and I was doing, a semi deep dive into the closers that were available, he popped up because I've seen him pitch in St. Louis and Guy was one of the best closers in the game, not just National League, in the game. Electric stuff. And he was a guy that in my head, I had mentioned on some other shows that I think this is a guy that could be comeback player of the year, reliever of the year. He has that potential. So I think it's a really good ad for the Orioles, considering Bautista's going to be out for a significant part of the season. And, you don't want to have to throw him right back into the fire when he comes back. You'd love to have Helsley doing what he's doing and Kit Ridge back there. And then you just bring in Bautista. Hopefully you're making a playoff run and you just reinforce your pen there. But when it comes to the struggles in New York, I mean, absolutely through the roof. And the fans let you know more than anywhere when you're not performing up to your standard or the standard that they expect of you. And it's a tough place if you start off slow to work your way out of it. And I've seen guys that were elite, went over to New York market, struggled, and just couldn't really right the ship. And then they left and they were elite again. So I'm not saying that's the situation, but it wouldn't surprise me. Now, when you talk about pitch tipping, unless I know what the heck it is,
right,
it's hard for me to speak on it. Now, my honest opinion on pitch tipping, a lot of times when guys are struggling and you can't really figure it out, that's like the crutch nowadays. I've heard more of pitch tipping than ever before when you have like an analytically based, front office. And a lot of times it's like, well, hey, we're watching so much video. Hey, like this subtle movement, like they know what's coming. And you're like, there's no way. You talk to the hitters and they're like, there's no way I can pick that up. So pitch tipping, I take it with a grain of salt. I'm like,
it's interesting. Zach, that's really
And,
interesting, right? Because I know that
Yeah.
he said that he thought he was tipping his pitches, but what you're saying is it's possible, not that obviously. This is
Right,
not
yeah, I
like
don't know.
Zach Britton breaking news, but
No, right.
that it's possible that sometimes that's just what you go with because it's an easier way to explain your struggles than just, no, I'm just getting my ass kicked right now.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, like there is people that I have played with that I could turn on the TV right now and I can tell that they're tipping. Like it's an obvious tip, right? It's one that every single person in the game knows, every single team knows. If this guy does that, then this pitch is coming. It's just the way it is. Some guys do it. They have an obvious tip. I don't know if he's one of those guys. I just know that he was in St. Louis. He was literally shoving. And, unless you can find an article where he's talking about tipping in St. Louis, then maybe it's something.
I did not find that for what it's worth.
The thing that I chuckle at is that, and fans might not see it, and the media might not. I mean, maybe they're aware of it, but everyone has the same video now and the same base of analytics. No one is like creating something new in that space anymore. Like we are all sharing the same data. We got the same video angles. Yeah, most of us, unless we're cheating, but most of us do, right? And so there's no surprises. Like you go to St. Louis, who is one of the best organizations out there in this, like especially analytics, video, all that kind of stuff, development. If you're tipping, like they would have known it. You're not going to just go to the Mets and be like, hey man, guess what? Like you were a huge tipper in St. Louis. They never caught it, but we did. So, that's whatever. That's my long story on tipping. But I just think that maybe he just got off to a slow start. Not a big deal. And I think the Orioles, by paying him $14 million a year, I think assume maybe the same thing that I'm saying is like, hey, what is he compared to what he was with the Mets and what he was in St. Louis? And even if he's like somewhere in between, he's still worth $14 million because the stuff that he was doing in St. Louis, I would say he's a little bit
like a $19-20 million.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But I think you just bet on the fact that he's somewhere in between. And even if he's that guy, he's still one of the best closers in that division, and he's really going to help that bullpen.
Would you be inclined to sign someone else to be like plan B? Would you, given the struggles in New York, would you want to go into the season with yes, it's definitely Ryan Helsley, but maybe we would be wise to have someone else in that bullpen who's closed games before in case Ryan Helsley isn't the best version of Ryan Helsley?
Yeah, I think you have to be cautiously optimistic on Helsley, right? When you go into spring, I think you'll see a lot in spring. I don't know what type of spring he normally puts together. If he's one of those guys that is not really working on a thing and he comes in, he's looking really good. It's hard to say. I think Kittredge is completely capable of closing games, in my opinion. That being said, if Helsley's not doing what you want, then it does, the bullpen order, Aikens is solid. But yeah, it does.
And this became,
Cano,
right when they did this with Kimbrel last year, it became a bit of an issue for them.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I mean, you're not wrong, right? You go into the year, you expect, your bullpen order to be one way, and injuries and underperformance definitely throw you out of whack. And the more depth that you can have, the better you are. But I think in my head, it's like, where can we allocate the dollars? And that rotation really needs to improve, I think, for them to have any shot. If you want to win, like a closer is the final piece to like a championship team, right? Like I honestly believe that you got to have your guy in the ninth for the most part. Like you see in the playoffs where the Dodgers went to starters and stuff like that. If you have those type of guys, but overall, you want to have your dude locking down the ninth, but you got to get to him.
Yep.
And you got to get to your late inning guys.
Yeah, there's way more innings than the ninth inning during the course of the year.
Yeah, you got to have trading Grayson for Ward, which I don't think was a bad move. A 36 homer guy in your lineup. I mean, just makes your offense a little bit better, a veteran guy too. But if you don't add, a top level starter or two, if you had a mid-level and a top-level starter, I think that's what you have to do, bare minimum. And then I think you see where you are, and then you can add one of the relievers that are still going to probably hanging out there. There always is every offseason where, a pretty talented reliever's hanging out there. For some reason, his market just really hasn't materialized, and maybe you pounce there. But it wouldn't be like in the forefront of my mind right now that, hey, if Helsley doesn't perform, like we need to have some protection there. I think Cano is an interesting case for me. Man,
I really wanted that to be the answer 2 years ago. It just right, like it just never worked. Let me run one by you because I think one of the names and I promise I'll wrap with this because we could do this for 3 hours.
I know.
I want to. Tyler Wells is someone whose name comes up a lot in this conversation. And I think for a lot of people, it sort of reminds us of the Zack Britton conversation once upon a time. And it's not that we don't think he can be a starter, right? He came back and he started games last year, and he looked pretty good during the stretch when he came back. I think that you look at Tyler Wells and you see someone who might be a really dynamic, like game-changing, late-inning leverage type of reliever. As you just brought up, the Orioles have a starter problem until proven otherwise. How do you go about handling this when someone has the ability to start, but maybe could be a game changer for you as a leverage back-end reliever?
Yeah, I think that's kind of a tough go, right? Unless you have you've signed two guys. Let's say two guys. I think it is two guys. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think you need two guys.
I agree.
I don't think you need two aces. I think you need a top of the guy to slot in. I think Bradish is capable of being one of the better starters in the division. I think Rogers really opened eyes, and he was actually a guy I told my brother about. I'm like, man, when they traded for him, I'm like, I remember this guy as a rookie. This guy was a beast, and if he gets to anywhere near that level again, he's going to be special.
So you don't think that was like smoke and mirrors, what we saw last year?
I think if you do it in the big leagues once, you're capable of doing it again. Okay. And that's my belief. The big leagues is too hard to fool somebody for a whole season. Now, you see people that have these outstanding years and then maybe never duplicate them, but it could be for a variety of reasons. But I think if he pitched at such a high level, like an all-star level 1 year, like he's capable of doing that to some extent again. And it's just about like getting a guy back on track. And I think French did a great job, obviously, with him, and the organization did. So I think he's capable of being, somewhere slotted from a 1 to a 3 in your rotation, honestly. I don't think he's going to have under a 2 again. That's really difficult.
It's insane, isn't
it? But
by the way, until the last start, it was like a 1.35. By the way,
it was wild. It was wild, and his stuff, like, it's not that he was smoke and mirrors either. Like, he has, like, from the left side, he's top of the league stuff. So with Tyler Wells, I think that's something that you would have to consider if you add rotation depth. And he has to want to do it too. He's got to be open to it, because then obviously then you got a guy that's like, kind of whining out in the bullpen, and he wants to go back in the rotation. You don't want that. I will throw a guy that I watched a little bit in spring training, talked with a little bit, and watched during the season. And I thought he's got like a shot. He's interesting to me. Is Stroud. His cutter is nasty. If you look at like the metrics against that cutter, and I think for him it's more a command.
Yep.
But like I've seen it happen. Like a guy has an elite pitch, and you put him in the 8th, 9th inning, and he becomes a stud. You just get his confidence up, and maybe he fine tunes his command. But I think his cutter is one of those things that you identify as a guy that could be elite. And he has other pitches too. I'm not discounting his other stuff, but the cutter for me especially, because the cutter eliminates both sides of the plate. Your lefties and your righties, if you have a really good one. And that's what you want out of your 9th inning guy, or a high leverage guy, is the ability to eliminate your bench options late in the game. Like they can't pick a lefty to eat him up. Like he can handle both sides.
He really impressed us. I think we all were like, this guy looks like a legitimate major league reliever, as we saw him late in the season last year. We do a silly game on Wednesdays. It's Would You Rather Wednesday. Now that you're like dipping your toes into media, I'm going to run by we do have one Orioles related Would You Rather today. It's, would you rather the Orioles ship Kobe Mayo and Cade Povich to Milwaukee for 1 year of Freddie Peralta, or no, there's just no way you can do that?
Wow. Okay. Well, here you go. I got my answer. So I would say yes.
Okay.
Currently.
Yep.
I would say right now.
If they were to go get 2 more pitchers, then obviously you don't need to do that.
Right. Right now I would say yes.
Yeah.
Because this is my thought. This is just me talking, nothing else. That window right now with the Gunners, Westbergs, Jackson Holiday, it's not a big window, right? If you lock Gunner into an extension, yes.
Changes everything.
The window extends. But the window is pretty tight right now, because the odds of Gunner taking a discounted deal after last year are still very slim. The guys, I feel like his market starts at Bobby Witt money. And so unless you're willing to do that, there's a good chance Gunner's playing another uniform. We saw with Manny Machado. Yep. I watched different ownership. I think this ownership probably would have locked down a Manny Machado. But Gunner's in that same world, I think.
And he's a Boris guy.
And he's Scott. I know exactly how Scott's thinking here.
Yep.
And unless you I feel like unless it's Bobby Witt money, then you're going to have to compete against the other teams in free agency. So that being said, yes, I would get a Peralta, because I think the next 2 years are super important to try to see if this is a World Series team and push the envelope there. So, yeah, like as of now, I would say yes.
At Z Britton, that's how you follow him. Are we going to be seeing you? Like, are you going to be doing the spring training thing again? Are you?
I'm open to all things.
Okay. All right. He's available.
Maybe,
He's available. Give him a call. We'll see.
Exactly. I'm here. Schedule's pretty light when it comes to that stuff right now.
Zach, it's awesome to catch up with you, man. Always appreciate it. As you know, one of my favorite moments ever as an Orioles fan was watching you hit a home run in Atlanta. I'll never forget it.
That was a good one.
The conversation we had afterwards. Appreciate you, brother. Let's do this again real soon, all right?
All right, thanks for having me on.